everyone. Got my tea. Apologies for the wait. Oh, all right. How is everyone doing? Happy Steins Gate Saturday. We're back. I have the comfy lighting again today. I hope that's okay. Who needs to see my face anyways, right? How's everyone doing? I hope you guys are having a good day. Sorry I'm a little late. I got back from my family's barbecue, and then I went and I got some food, and the food took a bit forever, so I had to get ready and eat. So I was like, oh crap, I'm not gonna make it for 10. I'm so sorry. Right, I mean, what? No, I mean, yes, sure. I don't know. What's comfy lighting? I just don't have my ring light on, so it's not like blaring in my face or whatever. So we're just, you know, chilling or whatevs. So yeah, how are we supposed to respond to that? I don't even know what it is that you're responding to. Because I forgot what I said. Hi Shiki, hi Sean, hi Valo. Yeah, kind of like dark stream a little bit, you know. Didn't gorge yourself at the family barbecue. It was nice. I know you guys were asking how the barbecue went. It was lovely. It was nice. The weather outside was really nice. Unfortunately, I didn't get to go early enough, or earlier, like I had wanted to, because I had like absolute terrible sleep last night. And so I'm just living on a prayer right now. Also, I think it's daylight savings change today. Am I not? Is that so? I was told that it was daylight savings today. So once it turns from 1 to something, yeah, tonight, because once it becomes 1 a.m., it's going to be 2 a.m., right? Right? Something like that. Is it time for some caffeine? I have some tea. That's all I got. Is it 1 to 3? No. Once it becomes 1:59 to 3. Oh, okay. So, just PSA, I'm not sure if today's stream will be, I say this every single time, I'm not sure if today's stream will be as long because I am very, very tired. I know, I was like, we're suddenly from 1 to 3, I'm afraid. But yeah, so we'll see how today goes. We'll get, we'll progress our story as per usual. Does Europe have daylight savings? Someone asked the question today and I actually didn't know. I know Canada does, but I wasn't sure. The barbecue was really good. I didn't barbecue anything, but I ate delicious food. I ate barbecue chicken and some macaroni salad, and it was amazing. Basically, Philar, I have not even bothered to try to get another new car lately, just because we're so, like, burnt out on the whole car dealership thing. Like, it's just not, I'm not looking forward to having to go to a car dealership and having to deal with people again. So we're just kind of like, oh yeah, we got the full refund, so that's fantastic. But it's, the car is working just fine that like we have right now. So it's like, we'll get around to that eventually when I'm not completely burnt out on dealing with salespeople. But yeah, hopefully it would be really nice to get around to whatever. Try Carvana, they'll deliver a car to you. The one that I specifically want, I just don't, it's really rare apparently. Like the color and the make and the model apparently is like, because of COVID times, like cars just are not. Oh yeah, also gas is really expensive right now too anyways, so I'm not like in a rush for it really. So if it happens, it happens, but at some point it'll get there. It's easier to deal with that stuff if you don't have a working car. Do you mean if you do have a working car? Because I didn't have a car at the time, so it was very stressful. I was like, I need this car like right now. But now that I have a car, it makes things more like, okay, well, we can walk away. We don't need this car. It would just be nice, but we don't need it. So, I don't know. Yeah, oh, I'm saying you are more willing to do it if you need it. Oh, yes, that is very true. Hi, Miss, not gonna be a long stream, but streamed for 6 hours last night. I know, and I said the same thing right now. I was like, okay, guys, I didn't get very much sleep last night, so I don't know if I'm gonna stream for very long today. Yeah, right. Happens all the freaking time. Oh, God. But how are you guys doing? I hope you guys had a lovely Saturday so far. I hope you guys have been having a good weekend. Oh, Brizzy keeps saying the same thing before playing Horizon Forbidden West for 12 hours. It just happens, you know? It just happens. Against your own will. Real voice. Hello, Ginger. How is it going? Oh, man. But yeah, I'm looking forward to sleep today. I'm looking forward to sleeping. But you know what else I'm looking forward to? Steins Saturday! Wow. I started calling it Horizon Forbidden Rest because of all the sleep I've lost playing it. Sounds about right, honestly. Oh, is that part coming up, Sash? Oh my god. Sup, Keith? It's good to see you. So, right. So yeah, daylight savings is tonight. PSA, just a reminder in case you forgot. Just letting you guys know. Hello, Web. Monkey, thank you so much for the 9 months. Oh, let me go over the resubs, by the way. Monkey with the 9 months. Thank you for the beautiful Twitch, baby. Ludus with the 15 months as well. And Procky with the 8 months. 10 total months, though. Hello, hello. And Sadie, I'm not sure if Sadie's still here because I know she was talking about not wanting to, you know, have any spoilers of any sort. So I hope you've been enjoying Elden Ring. I know I definitely have been. It's been absolutely amazing. But thank you, Sadie, for the lovely 8 months. And Kara, thank you for the beautiful 6 total months. And thanks to Eno for the gifted sub. Hey, thank you so much for being here. Where do I find all the Itachi stuff? My room is boring and needs help. Oh, that reminds me too today. That's another thing. Itachi stuff. Things. If you're looking for like figures and stuff like that, oh, let me get the website for you. Sash, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs too. Actually, boxed lunch is kind of nice for anime things. I kind of mentioned that recently. But if you're looking like specifically for like Itachi stuff, games, collectible, crap. What is, hang on. This isn't gonna take long, I promise. Golden Retriever. Okay, don't mind if I do. No, it's here. Games Animation Collectibles. .com. GamesAnimationCollectibles.com is where I got my Itachi statue. So if you're looking for like, it's pretty expensive. Like these resin statues are pretty expensive. But if you're looking for like figures and stuff like that, you can find some from there. There's also like, if you just look for like Itachi figure, I'm sure you could probably find some decent websites that are not like international. Like this is like based in Singapore or something. But their figures and their statues are top notch. Like they're really, really nice. So they're really, really good. But yeah, I'm not sure where else to tell you. What else have I gotten stuff from? It's kind of just happened. I have like, this is the fig pin Itachi. I got that from Barnes. So sometimes you just kind of find some stuff all over the place. Hi, No Trex. Yeah, if you're looking for posters, honestly, a lot of places like have been really nice about just incorporating anime. It's been more mainstream and stuff. So yeah, I'm sorry, Sean. I wish I had more of an actual like legitimate list, but I feel like I'm just so used to seeing my Instagram full of anime figures all the time, anime everything all the time. So it kind of I lose track because it's always just like readily available right there for me. I'm always just like scrolling Instagram. I'm like, oh, another figure. Oh, another figure. Yaji, thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs, dude. I hope you've been doing well. Thank you so much. If anyone got any gifted subs tonight, please be sure to give whoever gifted those amazing subs a lovely thank you. No worries, I appreciate it, of course. If I think of anything else, I'll let you know. What else was I gonna say? I feel like someone said something and I wanted to make sure I don't miss out or forget. I think it was the question of the Itachi stuff though. Right. So, I take hugs in lieu of thank yous. Big hugs. I hope you have a lovely weekend and a lovely week ahead of you. That goes to anyone who also needed a hug. Okay, I'm dreading the recap. I am absolutely dreading recapping this today of our episode of Steins Gate. I'm going to have to do like a really summarized version, okay? If you guys need more of a recap, just watch the previous stream's recap. I feel really bad too. My VODs have been getting cut off because of the dope song that plays. Twitch has been muting my audio for it, so I'm gonna do the recap and then I'm gonna launch the game, so, you know. Okay. Are you guys ready for recap? Because I am not. I'm gonna do a very basic TLDR, okay? So if you are just tuning in, and you are tuning into our day 7, no, hold on, okay. I'm holding on. Sham, thanks for the 13 months, dude. Lucky 13 months, you awesome loony. Stay that way. I will do my best, dude. Thank you so much. Okay, we're good? Go ahead. Okay. So, if you are just tuning in on our day 7 of Steins Gate, there is so much that you have missed. And I promise you it's worth watching all of the VODs because my summary is going to be very TLDR. Very missing a lot of important details, so if you want to know about the details, you're just gonna have to watch the previous episodes. So, basically, we have our main character, Okabe Rintaro. Do I do the video? I could do the video, and I could just not think about it too much. I'm too lazy. We're being lazy today, okay? So we have our main character, Okabe Rintaro, okay? He is a mad scientist. He has devoted his life to doing, you know, research on crazy gadgets and, you know, time travel potentially as well. We meet characters like Mayuri, who is his best friend over the course, like childhood best friend. They've been friends for years, and they are both a part of a laboratory that they also share with Daru, who's another friend of theirs. So together, they all are part of lab members in their future gadget laboratory. So during the story of Steins Gate, we meet Kurisu, who is a character that is very intelligent. She's a very smart lady who knows a lot about time travel and all these things. And Okabe Rintaro happens to find her dead in a building after just speaking to her moments before. So when he finds her dead, he texts his friend Daru and is like, hey, what the fuck? This girl is dead. Oh my god. And the moment he sends it, the world around him changes forever. All the people around him are gone, and it seems like as if something completely changed the world. So, we meet a lot of characters throughout the story who become lab members. Eventually, Kurisu, we find later down the road, you know, Okabe's going over to school, and he's talking to Daru about what happened, and then he sees Kurisu alive. She was dead like the day before, and the next day, he sees her alive, and she's totally fine. She doesn't know who he is. He is just like confused out of his mind, and they kind of like build a little bit of a relationship between the two of them and the other characters throughout the story as she joins their group of friends into this you know, time travel, time machine thing. They have a microwave that they were working on experiments with that made like bananas turn into gel bananas because they changed from going into the microwave and then it turns back and gets placed back into the banana bunch or whatever. There's like a bunch of experiments that they've been trying to do, and they discover that their microwave is actually a form of a time traveling machine. Rage, thank you so much for the 53 months, dude. I really appreciate it. Welcome back. As time goes on, they kind of hack into CERN, and like they acquire a lot of information in regards to time travel. They kind of like make adjustments to their time machine. They discover that their time machine works through sending emails to the past to their cell phones, and they kind of experiment with that. They try to do different things like checking to see if they can win the lottery. Turns out it worked out. They didn't win the lottery, they were a few numbers off, but they were still able to go back in time and discover that, wow, time traveling via emails in the past is a thing. And as time goes on, you know, they're kind of experimenting, they're doing a little bit more research, they're discovering a few more details about what they can use to actually make their time machine into a proper time machine and not just via emails. So they get a lot of information via hacking through CERN again, and just theorizing and a lot of stuff and acquiring tools and whatever to get more of a bigger picture. And throughout this entire process, things start getting a little dangerous, things start getting a little dodgy, they start changing the past, you know, a lot of things have been changing. There are some major things that changed. They changed one of their friends' genders from a boy to a girl. They changed an entire city's existence. Like, it used to be like a otaku-friendly neighborhood, and it only became a electronic neighborhood. So things were changing very drastically based off of their experiments. And as things were getting, you know, as they kept experimenting and researching, as I said, things were starting to get a little bit more dangerous. People were starting to kind of get on, like, you know, they were starting to get on to what they were doing. They were on to them. And they were getting, Okabe was receiving threats. They didn't know from who, but they were receiving threats. And as of our last episode, this is a very big spoiler alert, okay? If you haven't seen the last episodes, if you haven't seen anything from Steins Gate right now, I'm about to give you a big spoiler just to catch you up on where we're at. So feel free to close if you don't want to get spoiled, because the spoilers are coming in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so during their experiments, right, They meet a lot of other characters throughout the story. It's kind of hard for me to get all the specific details because there's a lot of details. But it comes to a point where they actually get attacked at their lab. And they are getting attacked because they are aware that they're doing this time machine research and that they have made a time machine. They were successful in being able to create a time machine. However, they chose not to use it, but they were going to give it to the government or someone that could properly use the machine and, you know, get reimbursed for it or whatever. And so the CERN organization found out about it. They were very aware of it, and they decided to attack their lab, and they ended up killing Mayuri, our precious, beautiful Mayuri. And Okabe was like, oh, hell no. So he was like, there's no way that I can do this. Like, I have to save Mayuri. So what does he do? Takes the time machine, goes back in time, has to try to find another way to save Mayuri. Whether it's getting her out of the lab, he tries to see if he can take her out with the trains. She dies at another place when he's trying to do that. So he goes back in time again, and he tries to take her to another area. She dies again. She dies and keeps dying over and over and over, and he goes back in time over 12+ times to try to save her, and every single time she is dying. And so he doesn't know what to do. And he's been trying everything, and he's feeling defeated. So he finally realizes, like, hey, I need help. I need someone to help me. So he asks Kurisu for some help. He says, hey, I've been time traveling. There's a serious thing that's happened. Mayuri is dead, or she keeps dying, and I don't know what to do. Can you please help me? So I kind of forget exactly where we left off. Like, I forget exactly what they were about to do next, but that's pretty much it. Our goal right now, as, you know, in the story, is we have to find a way to save Mayuri because she is dying. Oh, yes! John Titer, that's right. Mr. with the 37 months. Hey, hope you're enjoying this VN. I love this story. I'm absolutely loving it. It's kind of cool to see all the details, the extra details. That's right. Suzuha, who is another friend that was working in the basement of the lab, she turned out to be a very important character in the story because she happens to be John Titer, who was talking on forums and stuff, and, like, you know, in another world line, Okabe was very familiar with him, and a lot of other people were very familiar with them. And she turns out to be John Titor, and she's like, "Hey, so the thing that crashed in the building, that's my time machine, and I need to figure out how to." I forgot what it was. I think she needs to get an IBN 5100. She needs for the team in the lab to get an IBN 5100. And so, but her time machine is broken. So that's where it is. That's where we left off. The team has to go back in time. They can only go back 48 hours, I believe. So they have to try to figure out how to fix her time machine, John Titor's time machine, Suzuha's, in order for them to be able to acquire an IBN 5100 so that they can get more information on... I kind of forgot. We figured out that this world line converges on Mayuri dying. Yes. Great recap, I'm intrigued. Oh yes, this story is absolutely amazing. Does anyone remember the reason they gave for them only being able to go back 48 hours? Because that's when I believe Kurisu made the time machine, right? Like they only had 48 hours because that was the max amount of time they had from when they finished the time machine to when the attack happened, I think. I believe that's what it is. So, yeah, technical issues, etc. So I'm hoping that I got everything. If I'm missing anything, please let me know and I can reiterate. They sent emails back beyond 48 hours. Yes, so that was because they were sending the emails. So now, instead of sending emails through their time machine, they are sending back memories. So their memories of their current selves are being compressed via the time machine, and they can only hold so much information. And I think it was just like, you know, it can only go so far because that's when they made the upgrades they upgraded the time machine to work via memories and not just the emails or the D-mails. So yeah, so in order to go back in time now, the way that they time travel using the phone wave name subject to change, I think they changed the name of it actually. Basically they send their memories of their current person and they send it back to someone in the past. So that past person has the current memories of whoever was the one that was in the future. I hope that makes sense. Hi, Abraham! So there's a lot of little details that I've missed along the way. Like I didn't mention Shining Finger. I didn't mention a lot of stuff just because it's like a lot. Cassidy, thank you so much for the 30 months. Hello! I really appreciate it. Did you say what they are looking for at CERN? Titor told them what might be the way to change the future. What was it again? Oh, I feel like there was a thing and I totally forgot. They need the IBN 5100 because in the information of the IBN 5100 was what, chat? What was in the information that holds the IBN 5100? I think Mayuri is meant to die because usually when a character keeps dying, regardless how many other characters change, an aspect of the past means the first character is supposed to die. That's what they're hoping that they can change, though. Their main goal is to save Mayuri no matter what. So that is Okabe's goal. He cannot accept CERN's secret. I forgot. Oh yeah, because John Titor talks about the future. Right. Right. So apparently in the future from where John Titor comes from, in the year 2036 or something, I forgot what it was, CERN has taken over the world. It's a dystopian future, or a dystopian civilization, whatever. And Okabe is like a terrorist. He's like going against CERN, and Kurisu worked for CERN, which is why Suzuha was always like, Kurisu, fuck you, or whatever. But it was an important something. I think it was in order for them to... They got a hold of his first message regarding Kurisu's death, and Titor was thinking they might change the future if they can delete that from the database or something like that. Okay, yeah, because they Yes, they detected some form of time traveling stuff based off of their activity from that text message. That's right. I'm sure we'll get a lot of stuff that will be, oh, they need to delete that from the database. That's what it was. So they need to delete the alert of the first message that Okabe sent Daru when he saw Kurisu dead in the building. Okay, so that's where we're at. I'm sure other details will probably be mentioned, but I think we're ready to continue. Yes? I think let's do it. Let's get on with it. Now we're 28 hours in now, guys. 28 hours in. All right, let's go save my Yuri, shall we? Sash, yeah. Thank you so much for the 100 bitty bits. When I come to, I'm standing with my phone in my hand. While I wait for the ringing in my ears to subside, I check the date and time on my phone screen. August 11th, 2:06 p.m. Time for the jammies. Yeah, no jammies today. It's been muting my VODs and it kind of makes me sad. All right, now I have 2 more days to fix the time machine. I immediately head downstairs to see Suzuha. So this is Suzuha. She is the John Titor, the person that's from the future. When I explain the situation, Suzuha races to Radicon to confirm my story. After she realizes that I'm telling the truth, I take her back to the lab and have her repeat the explanation she gave us before I time leaped. That's a lot of an explanation to repeat. We come to the conclusion that all we can do right now is try our best to repair Suzuha's time machine.
じゃあ、早速見に行ってみるべき。
Let's go take a look.
It's hard to sneak into Radicon in the daytime. There isn't a crowd out front like before, but pedestrian traffic remains constant. It takes us about 30 minutes to find a way in, so this is the time machine that Suzuha has, that's broken. But the moment Daru tried to step up aboard the time machine...
ちょっと待って待って
Hold on, everyone!
ねえねえみんなもう一つ忘れてるよ
Guys? Aren't we forgetting something?
もう一つ？なんぞ？
Like what?
すずさんのお父さんは今はどこにいるの
What about Suzu-san's dad? Oh, right. I thought Suzuha was lying about that. But when I turn to her, she looks away.
お父さんのことはどうでもいいでしょ
That doesn't matter now, does it?
どうでもよくないよそれに
She's so sweet.
タイムマシンを直すのに時間かかるんでしょだったらその間マユシーはすずさんのお父さんを探そうかなと思って
It does too! I mean, it'll take time to fix the time machine, won't it? We should help Suzu-san find her dad in the meantime.
どう
Right?
いや、しかし。
But...
ああ、オカリンってばダメなんだよ約束はね、ちゃんと守らなきゃ
Don't be like that, Okarin. You have to keep your promise. What promise?
この前約束したでしょすずさんのお父さんはみんなで探そうって
We promised, remember? We said we'd all look for Suzu-san's dad. That's right. Mayuri reminded me that in this world line we'd convinced her to stay by promising to help look for her father.
そうだったな。
Yeah, I remember.
あのね、すずさんがここに来たのはね、使命とかもあるけど、やっぱりお父さんに会いたかったからかなって思って。
I know Suzu-san has a mission and stuff, but I think she also came because she really wanted to meet her dad.
もしそうなら、マユシーは会わせてあげたいです。
Mayushi wants to make that happen. Do-do-do. You know it, Martin. If Mayuri feels that strongly about it, there's no way I can refuse.
椎名まゆり、君っていい子だね。
Shina Mayuri, you're such a nice girl.
その通りだよ。
You're right.
この町に来れば会えると思ったの。
I thought I could find him if I came to this town.
父さんはさ、2010年に秋葉原にいたことは分かってるんだ。
I know that he was in Akihabara in 2010.
本当にいるのか？
So your father's real?
いるよ。失礼だな。この時代ならきっとまだ若くてかっこいいね。
Of course he is. At this age, he's probably still young and cool.
名前はバレルタイターだったか。
His name was Beryl Titer, right?
うん、そう。
Yeah, that's right.
ああ、外国人さん。
What? Wow, a foreigner?
ううん、多分日本人。バレルタイターはレジスタンス時代のコードネームだから、今の2010年の時点だとまだそう名乗ってないと思う。
No, I'm pretty sure he's Japanese. Beryl Titer is his code name in the Resistance. I don't think he's using it yet. So that's why Suzuha called herself John Titer.
父さんの本名はさ、私知らないんだ。
I don't know his real name.
実の娘なのにね。
Some daughter, huh?
教えてくれなかったし、聞かせてもらう前に死んじゃったから。
He died before he could tell me. Akiri
Yeah.
Gamers!
アモネという名はどこから？
Thank you so much for the tier 3 19 months, girl. I appreciate it. I miss you too. Thank you so much. I'm feeling better. Not 100%, but we working on it, you know? Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. What about your surname, Amane?
母さんのせいだよ。
That was my mother's maiden name.
つまり手がかりはなし。
So you have no leads?
手がかり。あ、そういえば。
Leads. Oh, there is one thing.
ピンバッジ？
A pin?
なんか書いてあるよ。
There's something written on it. It reads OSHM asterisk 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 A7010.
これ父さんの形見なんだよね。
This belonged to my dad.
形見。
A memento.
誰？ググってみろ。
Google it, Daru. Daru runs a search but only gets incomprehensible foreign
父
sites.
さんは秋葉原周辺にいたらしいからさ、海外のサイトは抜きにして考えていいと思う。
He was here in Akihabara, so I think we can exclude the foreign sites.
日本語で OK ってことか。
Okay, got it.
He narrows the search down to Japanese sites. But even then, none of the results look relevant.
全然わかんね
Nothing.
でもこれはきっとヒントになるよ。
But this has to be some kind of hint. With Suzuha's permission, Mayuri takes a picture of the pin.
というわけで、すずさんのお父さん探しに賛成の人。
Okay, all in favor of helping Suzu-san find her dad?
反対はしない。
No objections.
おかりんありがとう。
Thanks, Okari. Oh yeah, Google. True. And with Daru and Kurisu's votes, we unanimously agreed to help Suzuha find her father. Find her father, sorry.
Thank you.
Everyone, thank you.
でも私はあくまで1975年へ行くことを優先したい。それが父さんの意思だったからさ。
But I want to be clear that my mission to 1975 comes first. That was my dad's final wish after all.
てなわけでタイムマシン修理のめどが立ったら父さんを探すのは諦めるってことでどうかな。
So if we still haven't found him by the time repairs are complete, I think we should give up. Is that okay?
それでいいの？
Are you sure?
そんだけ探して見つかんないならさ、つまり会える運命になかったってことだと思うし。
If we still haven't found him by then, it just wasn't meant to be.
でどうやって探すん？
So where do we start?
ピンバッジしかヒントがないのよ。これを元にするしかないだろう。餅は餅屋というし、マニアなショップを当たってみようか。
The pin is our only hint. We'll hit every store in Akiba that sells things like this. Maybe someone will know where it came from.
マニアなショップって？
What kind of stores?
秋葉にはマニア御用達のアンダーグラウンドのショップが数多くあるだろう。
Akiba is full of niche stores where you can find strange and cool accessories. Kurisu is back at the lab, working on the time leap machine. It needs to be complete by 2 p.m. on the 13th. If she's late, it could affect my ability to time leap, which would lower my chances of saving Mayuri. Speaking of Mayuri, she's wandered off somewhere in search of Suzuha's father.
どうだ？
How does it look? Sorry. I know from father to daughter research.
この
Searching.
中むちゃくちゃ暑い件について。
It's so freaking hot in there.
蒸し風呂ってレベルじゃねえぞ。この炎天下でマシンの中にいたら干物になるねマジで。
It's worse than a sauna. Spend too much time in there and I'll turn into Daru jerky.
ちなみにこのマシンバランス崩して下に落ちたりしないよな。
By the way, it's not gonna fall or anything, right?
治
Oh
りそう？
gosh. Can it be fixed?
いやまだ確証はないけど、でもさちょっと触ってみて気づいたんだよね。
Well, I still don't know for sure, but there is one thing I noticed just now.
これってなんか電話レンジと似てるかもって。
It's built kind of like the phone wave.
じゃあ直せる可能性もあるんだな。
That means there's a chance, right?
いやだから確証はないって、もうちょっと調べないと。
I said I'm not sure. I need to poke around some more.
Oh, it's coming?
ダルよ、スーパーハカーよ。全てはお前の腕にかかっていると言っていい。
Daru, super hacker. Everything depends on your skills now.
世界を救ったスーパーハカー。お前、2036年においてタイムマシンの
Oh
母、
yeah, it's 2036.
マキセ・クリスに代わり人々から崇め立てまつられることになるだろう。
You are the super hacker who will save the world. In 2036, people will worship you instead of Kurisu, the mother of the time machine.
ハカーじゃなくてハッカーって言えっつってんだろう。
It's hacker! How many times do I have to tell you?
とにかく2日で何とかしてくれ、ダル。
Anyway, you have 2 days. Do whatever it takes, Daru.
お前だけが頼りなんだ。
You're our only hope.
自信はないよ。そもそもなんで2日なん？
No promises, man. And why 2 days?
それは
Well,
2日後がさ、リング得意点を作るのに一番いい気象条件なんだよ。
in 2 days, the weather conditions will be perfect for creating the ring singularity.
それを逃すとあと1年は次のチャンスがないわけ。
If we miss that window, we won't have another chance until next year. Nice excuse, Suzuha.
そうだ、そういうことだ。
Precisely. Nice.
2日で直せとか無茶言うなっつーの。
Fix it in 2 days? That's just nuts.
ならばそんなお前にフェイリスと1日デートできる権利をやる。
But if you do, you'll earn the right to a date with Ferris.
え？
やってくれるな。
Can you fix it?
いいですとも。
No problem.
It's actually Sash. It's literally Sash. Literally. Great. Now I just need to figure out how I'm going to convince Ferris. What'd I tell you? OSHM ***A7010. We're searching for something with the same cryptic logo as this mysterious pin. Honestly, I didn't think it would be this difficult. Akiba has plenty of niche stores, but they're all for electronic goods and PC parts. There aren't that many selling accessories like Suzuha's pin. We check every one we can find, but come up empty-handed. Worse yet, none of the employees have any leads for us. We even check nearby neighborhoods like Ueno and Asakusa. Nothing. Suzuha and I returned to the lab with heavy hearts. Did it miss the part? The son of a bitch part? I forgot where that is even. Welcome back.
その顔じゃ成果はなしか。
From the looks on your faces, I guess you didn't find anything.
ダルは
Good night, Drax. Where's Daru?
戻ってない。暗くなったし、直接帰ったんじゃない？
He hasn't come back yet. It's already dark, so maybe he went straight home. It's too dark to work at Rodicon now.
なんか悪いね。こんなことしてる場合じゃないのにさ。
I feel bad. There's no time for this.
お前のためではない。
Oh, we're minutes away.
すべてはマユリを助けるためだ。
It's not for you. We're doing it to save Mayuri. Yeah. I start up the computer and search the net for communities of people who collect unique pins. I'll investigate tomorrow based on the information I find. There's a pin collecting group on a site called Frepara, where everyone shows off their collections. I post there asking for information. I'm sleeping on the couch when a loud alarm rings in my ears.
セルンの襲撃
Is it CERN?
Good morning.
Good morning.
起こしてくれたのか。助かる。
You came to wake me up? Thanks. Good morning.
別にモーニングコールしたわけじゃない。
I didn't do it for you.
岡部倫太郎に見てほしいものがあってさ、起こしてもらったの。
I asked her to wake you up, Okabe Rintaro. There's something I want to show you.
これは
What's this? I love this thing.
ダイバージェンスメーター。今、私たちがいるこの世界線がどこなのかを数値で表すことができるんだよ。
A divergence meter. The numbers indicate the divergence value of the current world line.
私がもともといた2036年の世界線を 0% とした数値だから、あくまで相対的なものなんだけどさ。
Divergence is measured from my original world line, which corresponds to 0.
作ったのか。
The anime went straight from searching the stores to the son of a bitch part? Oh, you made this?
2036年から持ってきた。
No, I brought it with me from 2036. This thing's so cool.
これはニキシー缶だな。いいセンスだ。未来ガジェット9号に認定したいぐらいだ。
These are Nixie tubes, right? Whoever made this has taste. I'd happily dub it Future Gadget Number 9.
これ一体どういう仕組みなの？世界線の数値化なんて可能とは思えない。
How exactly does it work? It shouldn't be possible to measure changes like that.
私もわかんない。
I don't know either.
わからない。
You don't know?
これ作ったの誰か知ってる？
Can you guess who made it? How should I know?
君だよ。岡部倫太郎。
You did, Okabe Rintaro.
Huh?
Pog? Huh?
君が作った。確か今から11年後ぐらいに君の持ってる特殊な力を応用させたらしいよ。
Oh. You made it, 11 years from now. It apparently works the same way your special power does. Reading
そうな
Steiner?
のか。
Huh.
このメーターがあれば岡部以外でも世界線の変動を確認できる。そういうことか。
So this meter lets other people check world line divergence?
違う違う。
I wish.
多分ここに表示されてる数値が変化してもそれに気づけるのは岡部倫太郎だけ。
I'm pretty sure only Okabe Rintaro would notice if the number changed.
は？それじゃあ意味ないじゃない。もっとまともなもの作りなさいよ岡部。
What? Then there's no point. Make something useful for once, Okabe. Damn. This is something I made. It's a strange feeling.
これの仕組みは作った本人しか知らない。だから知りたかったら11年待つしかないかな。そうすれば自分で答えを見つけられるはずだから。
Only the person who made it knows how it works. Wait 11 years. I'm sure he'll have figured it out by then.
未来で俺と会ったのか。
Have you met me in the future?
一度もないよ。
No, never.
そうか。
Oh.
で、このメーターを今ここで俺に見せた意味は？
So why are you showing me this?
メーターの数値が 1% を超えたとき、君はベータ世界線にたどり着いたことになる。
When the meter reads over 1%, you've made it to the beta world line.
1%。
1%.
そう。1% を突破さえできたら、椎名真由里は助けられるっていうこと。
Right. Reach 1% divergence, and you'll save Sheena Mayuri. I stare at the glowing red numbers. They don't budge. Just another 0.6%. It seems so easy.
これは君にあげる。どうせ私が持ってても意味ないしね。有意義に使ってよ。
You can have it. No point in me carrying it around. I hope you'll find a use for it. That face when even your world lines are beta. Oh. Based on recommendations from the BBS thread, I spent the morning visiting stores in Akiba. But although I hit just about every kind of store that could be considered niche, I am unable to find anything that resembles Suzuha's pin. Maybe I should go all the way to Ikebukuro or Nakano. I start heading back to the lab, but just then, a street vendor catches my eye. This is the first time I've seen such a stylish street stand in Akiba. Most vendors just sell random junk. It's not like I have anything to lose, so I walk over and check out the selection. Among the various accessories, I see a number of metal pins. I don't see the Oshima logo on any of the display accessories, but I'd better ask just to be sure. He's a foreigner, so maybe I should use English?
Hey, master!
Hey, master!
I am mad scientist.
I am mad scientist, obviously.
So cool! Son of a bitch!
Hi, 何ですか?
Can I help you?
ちょっと聞きたいことがある。
I have a question, if you don't mind. I love that part so much. It's just so funny. Does this look familiar? The man stares at it for a while, then shrugs and shakes his head in the exaggerated manner typical of Westerners.
これの出所が知りたい。調べることはできないか？
I want to know where it came from. Can you help me find out? Son of a bitch.
思い出し。Sorry. ちょっと難しいですね。
Remember. Sorry, it's a little difficult. difficult, eh? What is he saying?
By the way, これはどこで手に入れたものなんですか？
By the way, where'd you get this thing?
それを知りたい。報酬は出す。
That's what I want to know. I'll compensate you.
ごめんなさい。
I'm sorry. In English, man straight up says, holla at your boy and word to your mother. Oh my god. Just in case, I gave him my contact information and asked him to get in touch if he finds out anything. Then I turned to leave. I love that part. Son of a bitch! I am mad scientist. So cool. Son of a bitch.
さっきの英語何？
So what was with your English back there?
なんかバカっぽかった。そうクールって。
It sounded dumb. So cool.
この時代だとああいう英語が標準なの？
Is that standard English in this era?
そんなわけあるか。
Of course not.
そうなんだ。じゃあ岡部倫太郎オリジナルか。私の生まれた時代にはさ、海外旅行なんてなかったからよくわかんないんだよね。
Oh, so it's an Okabe or Rintaro original. There's no overseas travel in my time, so I wouldn't know.
海外旅行がない？行ったことがないではなく？
No overseas travel? What, you mean at all?
そう旅行なんて娯楽はなかったな。渡航許可はめったに下りなかったし、だから外国人を見たのはこの時代に来てから。
Pretty much. Travel permits are hard to get, and they never issue one for a vacation. I'd never seen a foreigner before coming to this time. So in the future, no one is allowed to leave Japan? Japan was like that a few centuries ago too, when the Tokugawa shogunate closed the country to the west. It sounds like CERN set international relations back hundreds of years. Sounds good, Jay Chosen. No worries. Thank you so much. Of course. My pleasure, honestly. Perhaps that's why there's no war in Suzuha's time. It's hard for conflicts to emerge when races and cultures can't interact. It sounds kind of like a prison with invisible walls guarded by CERN and the Committee of 300. I mean, ending war is obviously a good thing, but I can't let my fears about the future overtake me. I should be more concerned about the issue at hand. The sunlight beats on my head, making it hard to think. I feel like I'm standing in a sauna. This heat is driving me nuts. Why does the sun hate me so much? Shining in the center of the sky like he owns the damn place. Damn it! Why can't we find any information on that pin? I suppose it's no skin off my back if we don't find Suzuha's father. As long as Daru fixes the time machine, nothing else matters. So why do I feel so bad about my lack of progress? I really don't know. Maybe I'm just frustrated by my own powerlessness. I can't save Mayuri. I can't fix Suzuha's time machine. I can't even help Kurisu with the time leap upgrade. So what am I good for? The only thing I can do is help Suzuha find her father. That's
もし
something.
かして近年中に作られるピンバッジなんだろうか。まだできていないとか。
Maybe this pin is newer than we think. I mean, maybe it hasn't been made yet.
やっぱさ、父さんとは会えない運命なんだって。こんだけ探してもないんだから、もう無理無理、全然無理だね。
Maybe I'm not meant to meet him. I mean, we've tried everything and still no sign. It's just not in the cards, I guess. I feel a surge of anger at her words. Here I am stewing in self-loathing and she acts like it doesn't matter?
諦めるのか。まだあと1日残っているぞ。
How can you give up? We still have one more day.
何怒ってんの？
Why are you getting mad?
みんなお前のためを思って頑張っているのだと分かっているのか。
Everyone's fighting for you. Don't you get it?
俺だって マユリを助けることを何より優先したいんだ。
Me, I want to prioritize my Yuri over everything else.
それでもお前はラボメンであり仲間だ。その仲間が困っているから助けたい。そんなマユリの気持ちを汲んでこうして探しているのに。
But you're still a lab mem, a friend. When a friend's in trouble, you want to help them. That's how Mayuri felt, and I agree. That's why I'm searching.
お前が真っ先に諦めてどうする。
So how dare you be the first to give up?
怒鳴んないでよ。
You don't have to yell.
あまりお前させるな。
Don't disappoint me like this. My ranting is pointless. Sound and fury signifying nothing. I tell myself to calm down. This is just my own feelings of impotence boiling over.
悪かったよ。でも君さ、言い方が上から目線すぎると思うよ。
I'm sorry, but maybe you should think about how I feel.
言い過ぎたのなら謝る。
You're right. I shouldn't have said that. Yes, Mizuno, it's worth it. It's absolutely worth. It's too awkward to make eye contact. It's too awkward to make eye contact.
さてこれからどうするか。
All right. What next? I wonder how the other lab mems are progressing. I'm especially concerned about Daru. Depending on the situation, he might need some relief. And then there's Mayuri. She's been working alone, trying to find some information on Suzuha's father. Although we still have over 24 hours before that happens, I can't help but worry about leaving her alone.
ハロ
Hello.
助手か。俺だ。
Assistant, it's me.
ー。なんだ、間違い電話か。
Oh, I think you got the wrong number.
何を言っている。俺だ。おーいん京馬だ。
What are you saying? It's me, Ho-Win Kyoma.
私は助手なんて名前じゃない。あと、あんたも法院京馬なんて名前じゃない。
My name isn't Assistant, and your name isn't Ho-Win Kyoma.
ならばこう呼ぶ。栗ご飯とカメハメハ。
Would you prefer to be called Kuri Gohan and Kamehameha?
なんで知ってんのよ。
How do you know about that?
俺がタイムリープする前、お前は涙ながらに告白したのだ。
Good night, Mizuno.
私はネラーでニコ中でアンカーで自分のおっぱいウプしたりする女ですが、それでも助手でいさせてくれますかとな。
What? Before I time leaped, you made a tearful confession. You said I'm an channeler at Nico Junkie and a cam whore who posts tits. But will you still accept me as your assistant? Dude, what is
無論俺はこう
this?
答えた。
And I of course replied.
お前がネラーでニコ中でアンカーで自分のおっぱいウプしたりする女だろうとラボメンであることに変わりはない。
You may be an channeler, a Nico junkie, and a cam whore who posts tits, but you're still a member of this lab.
これから俺の助手でいてくれて構わない。だ涙拭けと。
And that makes you my assistant, now and forever. So wipe your tears, for there is still much.
今すぐビップに連れ立てして、アンカで俺の個人情報暴露してやる。それが嫌なら口から出任せはやめろ。
I'm gonna post your personal info all over VIP if you don't shut your mouth right this second.
進捗状況はどうか。
The line between things Looney will say with no hesitation and things she refuses to say. How are things there?
よかった。話しておきたいことがある。
Run it back. So, fine. You called at the right time. We need to talk.
ならば一度ラボに戻る。
I'll be right there.
オッケー、待ってるわ。
Okay, I'll be waiting. I take Suzuha back to the lab.
言っとくが、お
For your information, I don't post
胸をウップなんてしたことないからな。
I don't post pictures of my chest, okay?
あれは単なる冗談だ。ネタをいつまでも引っ張るな。
It was just a joke. Let it die.
そっか。マキセ・クリスが栗ご飯とカメハメハだったんだね。ジョン・タイターである私にいつも突っかかってきてたよね。
Kuri Gohan and Kamehameha. So you're the one who kept picking fights with me on the internet. Makes sense.
自由な議論ができてよかったでしょ。
I thought you wanted an open discussion.
まあね、ちょっと鬱陶しかったけど。
Sure. You were kind of annoying, though.
それで話というのはタイムリープマシンのことか。
So, what did you want to talk about? The time leap machine?
多分岡部は忘れてると思うから一応確認しようと思って。
I think you probably forgot, so I wanted to make sure, just in case.
リフターの代替となる何かについて探して、いるわけないよな。
Have you been looking for the lifter? You haven't, have you?
それならすでに
Oh, we
調べ
already
がつ
know.
いている。
Mm-hmm.
1階にある42型ブラウン管テレビ。
I already know. It's the 42-inch CRT downstairs.
そうなの？根拠は？
Really? What's your proof?
俺は何度もタイムリープしてここにいる。あとはわかる。
I've been here before, remember?
なるほど。
I see.
すまないな。すべて任せっきりで。
Sorry for sticking you with this job.
何よ。いきなり下手に出るなんて気色悪いな。
United! Thanks for the 9 months, dude. I appreciate the beautiful Twitch, baby. Thank you. Hope you're having a good day, United. What? Don't apologize. It's creepy. It's creepy to apologize, chat.
タイムマシン
Only if you're Okabe.
そのお前がタイムリープマシンを作っている。
I know you're not a fan of time travel research, but here you are building a time machine.
もしかしたらいやいややっているのではないかと思うこともある。
I was just worried that maybe you were feeling conflicted.
失礼だな。
How rude. What?
だいぶ前に言わなかった？タイムトラベル理論自体を否定してるわけじゃないって。
I'm sure I've said this before, but I've always accepted time travel as a theory.
現実的じゃないのにできるって言ってる連中が信じられないだけ。
I just don't trust people who claim it can be done despite how unrealistic it is.
それに実験で証明された以上否定するわけにもいかないし。
Besides, I can hardly deny it with evidence staring me in the face.
タイムマシンの母と呼ばれることになるのは心外だけど。
Though I still don't like the idea of being called the mother of the time machine. True.
で
That's a
すまない
title.
と思ってるぐらいなんだから一度目は手伝ってくれた？
Anyway, if you're apologizing, that must mean you helped out the first time.
一度目？
The first time?
タイムリープする前の今日は私のこと手伝ってたかってことよ。
Before you started time leaping, you helped me build the machine, didn't you?
ああ。俺と誰かサポートしていた。
Yeah, Daru and I helped. Nice guys.
じゃあそれでいい。2度も3度も同じことやるのもきついでしょ。
Then don't worry about it. I wouldn't want you to have to do it all over again.
それに今はあまねさんのタイムマシンを直すこととお父様を探すことの方が重要よ。
And right now, it's more important to repair Amane-san's time machine and search for her father.
ごめん。
Sorry.
謝らないでよ。調子狂うから。
Don't you apologize now. It's weird. She doesn't like anybody apologizing.
私はもうちょっとこもるから岡部からリフターの代替物について聞けたし作業もはかどりそう。
Well, back to work. I should be able to get a lot done now that I know about the lifter. I'd better not disturb her. Do, 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 do. Our search turns up nothing. As the evening wears on without a single lead, Suzuha and I grow quieter and quieter.
そういえば
By the way,
2036年では俺は本当に有名なのか
am I really famous in 2036?
テロリストとしてね。
As a terrorist?
そうか
Oh.
それで俺は一体どんなテロ行為を
So what did I do to be called a terrorist?
セルンに反逆したの。
Thanks, said.
君はさ、私が所属してたレジスタンスの設立メンバーの一人だったんだよ。私の父さんと同じくね。
You rebelled against CERN. You're actually one of the founding members of the resistance. Just like my dad. Ah, scared me. I helped found the resistance. It scared the crap out of me. Suzuha is from the year 2036. That is, the 2036 where Mayuri had died in 2010. And Kurisu, for some reason, has been imprisoned by CERN and being forced to develop the time machine. But I am famous though, right? In such a future, how could I not rebel against CERN? Weren't those my ambitions as a mad scientist? How stupid.
くだらない？
Stupid?
マユリを助けることもできずのうのうと生き続けた挙句にそんな中二病みたいな真似をしているなんてな
How can I still be chasing some Chunbyo fantasy when I couldn't even save Mayuri?
世界に自由を取り戻そうとする勇敢で立派な志だと思うけど。
You're fighting to free humanity. I think it's a noble cause.
俺はどんな男だった
What sort of man am I?
だから私は会ったことないって言ったでしょ。
I said we never met, remember?
そうだったか
Never?
君はさ、セルンに殺されたの。2025年に。
Never. You were killed by CERN in 2025. Damn, that's only a few years from now, guys. Fuck. I was killed by the same people who killed Mayuri.
もっと早く教えとくべきだったかも。
Maybe I should have told you sooner.
わかるでしょ？未来
Seriously.
を変えないとさ、君はあと15年で死んじゃうんだ。
Understand? If you don't change the future, you're going to die in 15 years.
椎名真由里も助からない。君も助からない。ナキセクリスは無理やりセルンに協力させられてる。
Oh boy.
ラボメンはみんな不幸になってるんだ。
Shina Mayuri will die. You will die. Makise Kurisu will be a slave to CERN. It ends badly for every labman.
だろ
What about Daru?
彼の名前は聞いたことないな。ウィザード級ハッカーの伝説っていうのはちらっと聞いたことがあるけどね。
Oh, that's definitely him. I don't remember hearing about him. I have heard legends of a wizard class hacker, though.
そもそもウィザード級ってどういう意味なのかすら知らないけど。
Oh, the visual novel is so good, Lich. I will cry right now. Nobody can die, okay? Okay. Though I don't understand what wizard class means in the first place.
とにかくさ、君たちだけを見ればこんな未来ってないよね。
Anyway, I don't want that to happen to you guys.
だからなおさら私が IBN5100 を手に入れてきて未来を変えなきゃって思ってる。
That's one more reason I need to find an IBN 5100 and change the future. Do-do-do.
この時代に来るまでは君たちは遠い存在だったけど今では仲間だしさ。
Until I came to this time, you guys were just stories, history. But now, You're my friends.
なんとかしたいんだ。
I want to save you.
助かる。
Appreciated.
お前はこれからも永遠にラボメンだ。
You are a lab mem, now and forevermore.
Thank you.
Hi, Kuya. Thanks. Cute. I have the game though with the actual discs, just never ended up playing it. Came with pins and everything. Oh, for real? That's so cool, actually. That's super dope. The time limit is approaching. What else can we do before the time limit?
Oh boy.
ねえねえオカリン、あの人工衛星がタイムマシンだったなんてびっくりしたね。
Hey, Okarin! Isn't it amazing that the satellite was a time machine?
ああ、そうだな。
Yeah, I guess so.
ビルに突き刺さっちゃってるけど、すずさんが無事でよかったね。
I'm glad Suzu-san wasn't hurt in the crash. What's up, tongue punching? I doubt it was anything like a crash. It probably just appeared there, displacing the wall, which then collapsed around it.
あれって操作がとっても難しいんだって。
I heard it's really hard to drive. I guess she heard that from Suzuha.
重力うんたらかんたら装置の座標がちょっとでもずれるとね、タイムマシンごとゼリーマンになっちゃってプルンプルンかなんだそうです。
JC, thank you so much for the tier 2, 17 months. I seriously appreciate it, dude. Thank you so much. Fun fact, actually, Steins Gate was a visual novel first before it became an anime. This one is just a visual novel version that's different from the original, but it's more catered to and like follows the anime a little bit. Or obviously it has like parts of the anime in it or whatever. So, yeah. Been looking at new streamers? Nice! Are you into Steins Gate? Welcome on in. If the gravitational whatchamacallit coordinates are just a teensy bit off, the whole time machine becomes a jelly man and goes bloop!
しかもね、あのタイムマシンってセルン製じゃないからあんまり安定してないって。
And she even said her time machine's unstable since it's not a CERN model.
1975年に行く時が心配だな。
I'm worried about her trip to 1975.
二人乗りだったらね、一緒に行ってあげられたのにね。
Do you think I should go with her? I wonder if I'd fit. Oh.
お前が一緒に行ってどうするのだ。
What would you do in 1975?
決まってるよ。すずさんの手をギューって握ってね。大丈夫。マユシーが一緒だから大丈夫だよって応援してあげるの。
I'd cheer Suzu-san on, of course. I'd hold her hand super tight and tell her that everything's going to be okay. She's so sweet. Something tells me that won't be much help.
ねえねえオカリン、あのタイムマシンって名前はついてるのかな？
Hey, Okani, do you think the time machine has a name?
名前か。
A name. That's the least of what I want to know about the time machine. I'm pretty sure John Titor's time machine had a model number. But the John Titor from 2000 might not have been Suzuha. There was no John Titor in 2000 on this world line after all.
気になるならタイターに直接聞け
Sounds
ばいい。
good. If you want to know, just ask Titor.
あ、そうだね。マユシーうっかりしてたよ。
Oh yeah! Mayushi didn't think of that. Mayuri giggles, then runs off to talk to Suzuha.
うん、名前あった。
Yep, it has a name.
どんな名前だったんだ？
What is it?
FG204 なんとかなんとかだって。
FG204 something something, she said.
っていうかね、ダルくんとすずさんって結構お似合いだと思わない？
Anyway, don't you think Daru-kun and Suzu-san are a good match?
はあ？
Huh?
お似合いか？ダルはそもそもフェイリス萌えなのだぞ。
How do you figure? Daru's all about Ferris, you know?
あ、そっか。そうなのかな。
Oh, really? Good grief. Mayuri and I aren't of any use. I would prefer to leave Daru and Suzuha to it and resume the search for Suzuha's father, but Mayuri seems happy just sitting here. We don't have any leads on the pin or its owner. Maybe 2 days just aren't enough. Do-do-do-do-do.
そういえばマユリ、コス作りはどうした？
Oh yeah, Mayuri. What happened to your costumes?
あのね、もう2着はできてるよ。楓ちゃんとふぶきちゃんの分。
I already made 2 costumes. One for Kaede-chan and one for Fubuki-chan.
3着目はルカ子に着てもらうためのものだったか。
Weren't you making a third one for Lukaku?
そうなんだけどね。ルカちゃんが説得できなかったから今回は諦めたの。
Yeah, I was. But I couldn't convince her, so I gave up this time.
ねえねえ、マユシンもタイムマシンもっとよく見てきていいかな。
Hey, can Mayushi take a closer look at the time machine?
ダルたちの邪魔はするなよ。
Just don't get in their way. Okie dokie. She's acting like this is a field trip. Oops.
橋田イタルってすごいね。タイムマシンさ、突貫工事とはいえうまくすると明日には直せるかもって。
Hashida Itaru's amazing. He said if things go well, he could have the time machine fixed by tomorrow.
ダルの実力は折り紙付きだ。
He's a man who gets things done.
見た目は不節制そうで冴えない感じなのにね。
And he looks so unhealthy and slow.
見た目で判断するな。
Don't judge a book by its cover.
考えを改める。
Yeah, I have a better impression of him now.
あのさ、
Hey.
今言わないと機会を永遠に逃しちゃいそうだから言うけど。
There's something I want to say, and I feel like I'll never get another chance.
なんだ、大げさだな。
Why so melodramatic?
私さ、君たちには本当に感謝してるんだ。
I'm really grateful to you, all of you.
初
Still
めて
working
こ
on
の
it,
時代に
huge.
来た時、私の知ってる人は誰もいなくて、戦ってばっかりだった私の時代とは全然違ってて。
When I came to this time, I didn't know anyone. I was all alone in a world completely different from my own.
この時代の方がすごく平和なのにさ、なんだか私にとってはすごく怖かった。
This era is so peaceful. That's a wonderful thing. But it scared me. All I knew was the fight against CERN.
でもさ、今こうして自分の全てを晒せる友達、仲間ができた。
But now, I have friends. Real friends. Who I can share my secrets with.
私が生まれる前に生きていた人たちと出会えて、私のためなんかにみんな頑張ってくれてる。
All these people who lived before I was born are working so hard for my sake.
それってとっても奇妙で、だけどとっても嬉しいんだよね。
It's a strange feeling, but a happy one too.
その気持ちは本当だから。
I wanted you to know that.
この時代に来ることができて、君たちと同じ時間を過ごせて、私本当に楽しかった。
Living with you guys in this time, it's been really fun.
っていうか、君たちみんな揃いも揃って我が強くて、癖があっていろいろと濃すぎて、最初はなんだこいつらなんて思ってたけどさ。
When I met you, you were all so strange and unique and over the top. I was kind of shocked at first, actually.
いつの間にか君たちといる時間が楽しくなってたよ。
But before I knew it, I started to enjoy spending time with you.
2036年はさ、とっても平和で喧嘩すら起きないんだ。知ってた
2036 is peaceful too. People don't even fight anymore. Did you know that?
知るわけがない。俺は2036年まで生きていないからな。
How could I? I'm not even alive in 2036, right?
そっか、ごめん。
Oh, right. Sorry.
とにかくさ、喧嘩すら起きない。およそ争いって名のつくものは、ミクロなものからマクロなものまで全部消えちゃった。
Anyway, people don't fight, ever, about anything. All forms of conflict, war included, have vanished. Poof! Without a trace.
その代わり、みんな死んだ魚みたいな目をしてた。
Instead, everyone has dead eyes, like fish.
誰も覇気がなくて、歩く足はズリズリってすり足で。
No one has ambition. Nobody dreams. They just trudge through their lives without a single complaint.
笑いはするけど、怒ったり悲しんだりはしなくて。
Oh, sure, people smile, but they never get angry or sad.
個性なんて誰も持ってなかった。みんなロボットみたいだった。
There's no individuality. Everyone's a robot.
この前、君が私にすごく怒ったでしょ。
You got really mad at me before, remember?
あの時さ、すごくびっくりして、すごくショックだったんだけど、同時にすごく嬉しくなったんだよ。
I was really surprised, but at the same time, I was really happy.
変なやつだな。
You're a strange girl.
確かに。
I guess so.
君のラボに出入りしてるみんなは生き生きしてて、すごく眩しい。
You're all so bright and full of life. I envy you.
椎名真由里も橋田至も牧瀬クリスも、
Cute.
それに君も。
Shina Mayuri, Hashida Itaru, even Makise Kurisu. And of course you.
何をバカな。
Don't be ridiculous. There's nothing enviable about me. I'm worthless. I can't even save Mayuri.
私もみんなみたいになりたいって思ったよ。
I want to be more like you.
俺からすればお前こそすごいと思うぞ。
If you ask me, you're the amazing one. No.
そう言ってもらえると嬉しいかも。
I'm happy to hear you say that.
こうして頑張れてる
So
のも
freaking wholesome.
君たちと会えたおかげ。
It's thanks to all of you that I'm still going strong.
ほんのちょっとでもラボメンの一員になれてよかった。
Being a lab mem, even for just a little while, was great.
ほんのちょっとの間でも君たちと一緒にいられてよかった。 Being with you guys, even for just a little while, was great.
鈴葉
Suzuha?
岡部倫太郎、きっと未来を変えてね。今みたいな自由な世界に変えて。Change the future, Okabe Rintaro. Make it a world like this one, where people can be free.
どうしたんだなぜそんなに感傷的なのだ
Hey, come on. Why are you being so sentimental? Does she not want to go to 1975? But I mean, she's got a time machine, so can't she just come back afterwards? Of course. When Suzuha completes her mission and brings us the IBN 5100, the world line will change. The future will be reconstructed in accordance with the principle of causality, meaning that the 2036 she knows will cease to exist. To hear her describe it, the future is an awful place, but even so, it was her home. She has friends there, I'm sure, comrades in arms, and memories of her father, Beryl Titer. She must have friends there, and memories of her late father, Beryl Titer. All of that will be lost to her forever.
タイムマシンが治ったらまた盛大に宴会を開こう
After we fix the time machine, let's have a party.
Thank you.
Beryl Titer. What was there 3 R's?
Thanks.
Oh no. I didn't even realize. I didn't even notice. When I returned to the lab, Kurisu wasn't there. Maybe she went out to eat for a change of pace. Afterwards, I hit the streets again in search of the pin. But the day ended without a single lead, so I reluctantly returned to the lab and tried searching the internet. My Doucette! Thank you so much for the 100 bits! I've been busy with work, but I miss lurking here. Hey, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I can time leap again, but will that really help us find Suzuha's father? An unfamiliar number. Who is it?
俺だ
It's me.
Hi, Mr. Okabe Rintaro.
Huh? Hi, Mr. Okabe Rintaro.
セルンか
CERN?
セルンとは何です？
CERN? What is that?
名乗ってもらおう
Identify yourself.
おたくはもうアフタヌーンうちのファクトリーに問い合わせに来てテレフォンナンバーを教えていったですよ。
You, one more afternoon, came to our factory, make inquiry, and told me your telephone number, you know?
お前は何を言っているんだ
What are you saying? At 1 a.m., it'll be... At 1:59 a.m., it'll be 3 a.m., right? No, wait. I've heard this broken Japanese before. That's right. It's that foreign street vendor I met this afternoon in Akiba.
特定した Nice to meet you
Identified. Nice to meet you.
どういたしまして。
Oh, ho, ho! You're welcome.
私自主制作してます。Yesterday night, ゲストが come here の思い出し。
I do custom work. Yesterday night, a guest come here, I remembered.
そのゲストがメイクプリズミンバッジがユウが持ってきたやつとセームだったのよ。
That guest was please make pin badge, same one you had.
今すぐそっちに行く
I'll head there right now. Snap. I go to the same spot as before. Although his stand is already closed, the Westerner is waiting for me.
Oh, Okabe! Hello!
そのゲストとやらはどこへ行った
Where did that guest of yours go?
クライアント come here なのは yesterday なことよろしい。
Client come here was yesterday time.
そいつの連絡先は住所氏名は
What's his contact info? His name and address.
毒です。ゲストはシミュレーションだけ。プライベートインフォメーションは nothing.
Poison. Guess just for simulation. Private information have nothing. I'm not following.
ジャパニーズやっとプライベートインフォメーションの重要さについてスタディらしい。過敏真剣になったよね。
Japanese very studious in awarding private information. Become nervous and serious, yes?
If ゲストがネームはテレフォンナンバー残っていったかよ。No leak. それがビジネス。
If guest had gave name or telephone number, however, no leak. That is business. Not very helpful. My head is full of question marks. In hindsight, I should have brought Kurisu to speak English for me.
そいつはどういうやつだった？男か女か？
What did your customer look like? Man? Woman?
Well, so young or so middle. Japanese は顔ヤングね。ルックだけじゃ no understand.
Well, so young or so middle. Japanese have young face. Just by look, no understand.
特徴は
Anything else?
特徴やはり柔道 or pro wrestler?
Maybe a judo fighter or pro wrestler?
なんだ？柔道？プロレスラー？それがどうしたんだ？
What? Judo? Pro wrestler? What do you mean by that?
Yes!
That wasn't a yes or no question. What the hell do you mean?
ああ、バルーン！バルーンだよ！
Ah, balloon! Was balloon!
バルーン？柔道？プロレス？
Balloon? Judo? Pro wrestling?
Good!
Good! I want to ask more questions, but the foreigner suddenly sees a policeman walking by and runs off. It will be difficult to find tighter in what little time we have left. I can time leap again starting at 2 p.m. tomorrow. Looks like all I can do is wait until Christina's done working and then leap to the time the suspicious character appears at the stand. Oh yeah, true. That is true.
完成。
Done. The time leap machine is complete. It's 2:30 p.m. on the 13th, about 20 minutes later than before.
タイムリープマシーンか。
So that's the time leap machine. Hi, Dr. Will. I've already explained to her how time leaping works. It's as different as can be from Suzuha's time machine, which can physically displace actual bodies.
未来の記憶を思い出させるっていうのは面白いよね。
It makes you remember the future, right? That's pretty interesting.
空想とか、もしかしてっていう推測とか、あと直感、デジャブ。
Intuition, sixth sense, déjà vu.
そういうのってさ、実際には未来の記憶を思い出してるのかもしれないかもってちょっと思っちゃった。
I wonder if those things are actually you recalling future memories.
2036年時点だと記憶は世界戦艦の自分との情報伝達手段かもしれないって説もセルンの研究者から出てるんだ。
Some of CERN's researchers in my time came up with the theory that memories are a way of sharing information across world lines.
それと似たようなものなのかも。
Maybe it's similar to that.
岡部の力、リーディングシュタイナーがどういう仕組みなのか分かればいいんだけど。
I just wish we knew more about Okabe's reading Steiner thing.
岡部だけの特殊能力なのか、それとも全人類がその資質を持ってるけど岡部だけがたまたまより強い能力を持っていただけなのか。
Is it unique to Okabe? Or does everyone have the potential for it and Okabe's is just stronger by coincidence?
一つ確かなことがある。意識は記憶とともに過去へ飛んだ。
One thing's for certain. My consciousness leaps to the past along with my memories.
それがなぜなのかいまいち納得いかない。 D メールの時に岡部が体験したような状況と同じになってもいいはずなのに。
I still don't understand why that is. It would make more sense if you experienced a change in the present, like you do when we send a D-mail.
記憶に意識は依存してるのかな？
Does your consciousness depend on your memories?
意識って形として存在してるわけじゃないのが厄介だよね。
The problem is that consciousness doesn't have a form that we can see.
魂も同じ。結局は宗教観に行き着く。
Same goes for the soul. Those things are still in the realm of religion.
2036年でもさ、魂の存在は証明されてないし、意識を形として証明した人はいないんだ。
Even in 2036, the existence of the soul hasn't been proven, and nobody's proven what forms of consciousness either.
そう。ちょっとがっかり。
I see. That's a little disappointing.
意識が過去へ飛んだことで D メールに比べてより具体的に過去改変ができるようになったが同時に収束する結果も存在した。
Sending my consciousness back has let me change some future events with more precision than D-mail, but other events are locked in by convergence. There are some things the world will allow me to change, and others it won't. For example, I can change the methods of Mayuri's death, but never the fact that Mayuri dies on the night of August 13th.
違うよ。
That's not how it works.
未来は確定してる。
The future is always determined.
ならば過程が変化したのはなぜだ？
Then why does the path there change?
世界線が変動してたから。
Because the world line changes. Oh.
岡部倫太郎が過去へ飛んで、本来とは別の行動をとったことで、ダイバージェンスがわずかだけど上下したはずだよ。
When you leap into the past and take different actions from before, divergence changes, if only a little bit.
でもその変動はダイバージェンスメーターで言うと 0.00001% 程度の誤差でしかないわけ。
In most cases, that fluctuation won't amount to more than 0.0000001% on the divergence meter.
ちょっとしたことの場合、全く誤差が発生しない場合だってある。
Small changes might not register at all.
原因が変化することでさ、結果がすでに同時に存在している別の世界線へと変わっただけなの。
When you change the cause, the effect merely shifts to separate already existing world lines.
しかも、その2つの世界線は近似値だから、変化なんてほとんど感じられないはず。
Since those two world lines are almost exactly the same, you barely feel any difference. So is that why reading Steiner didn't react?
変わる前の世界線は消滅したわけじゃなくてさ、可能性世界線として同時に存在し続けるんだよ。
It's not like the previous world line disappears. It keeps existing as another possible world line.
その辺は多世界解釈なのね。
That's the many worlds interpretation, right?
いずれにしてもパラレルワールドじゃない。
In any case, they're not parallel worlds.
未来は再構成されていると。
So is the future reconstructed?
そういうことになるのかな。
I guess you could say that. I'm confused again. Maybe it's impossible for me to fully understand the structure of the universe. Anyway, that's enough discussion. It's time for me to leap again. I explain the situation to Kurisu and have her activate the time leap machine immediately. Going back again! Okay, let me take a stretch break. I'm not sure how many minutes it's gonna take me, but I need to stretch. I need to move around a little bit. I can feel my leg is like, please move me. So I will BRB a few minutes. I hope you guys don't mind. I'm just gonna walk around my apartment for a little bit, do a little stretchy stretches. I'll be right back, okay? And then we'll continue and see if we can find out who commissioned this pin or whoever wanted this pin. You need water too? Yes, get yourself some water, get yourself a snacky snack, stretch as well. I will be right back. Alright. I have returned. Are you guys ready to continue? Alright, pause that music. It was kind of weird having both of these both of these back. Tried to do a little bit of stretchy stretch. Hopefully we'll be okay for a little bit here. Thank you for the hydration reminder, Stunseed, as well. Okay. Alright, let's continue. So, we went back in time just now. It's the night of the 11th. I went back about 40 hours. Both of them? Both of what, exactly? My objective is to keep watch on the street vendor's stand in the hope that Suzuha's father might appear. I've already been here for 2 hours. Now it's 8 p.m. and the stand looks like it's about to close. Is this another waste of time? Just as I'm starting to get antsy, I notice someone approach the stand. What
is that?
Daru!
Daru?
Wait, Daru?
Gege! Okarin?
Okarin?
Bruh.
お前ここで何をしている
What are you doing here?
その言葉、そっくり返すぜ。
I was gonna ask the same question.
The storekeeper is looking at us funny, so we decide to change locations.
それでダルよ。あの露店に何を頼もうとしていたまさかタイターのピンバッジと同じものを偽造しようとしていたわけじゃないよな。
Alright, Daru. What were you doing at that street stand? Don't tell me you were trying to counterfeit duplicates of Tiger's pin.
そのまさかであります。
Fine, I won't tell you then.
Bruh. Daru was the suspicious character the foreigner told me about.
紛らわしいやつめ
Could he have been more confusing? Damn, it was all for nothing.
しかしなぜ偽造などしようと
So why were you trying to make counterfeit versions of the pin?
いや、偽造ってわけじゃなくね。
I wasn't trying to counterfeit it.
似たようなものだろうが
Close enough.
つまりさ、転ばぬ先の杖ってやつ
Well, I meant it as a backup plan, I guess.
もしも天主の親父さんが見つかんなかったらかわいそうじゃん。
Amanishi's gonna be sad if we don't find her old man, right?
だからその時は僕が作ったバッジを見せて親父さんはいたんだって嘘だな。
What?
So if that happens, I'll show her the badges I made and, well, lie that her dad was here.
Really?
ぬか喜びさせるということか
So you'll give her false hope? Wow.
そういう言い方しなくてもよくね。世の中には2種類の嘘があってダメな嘘と優しい嘘があるんだぞ。
You don't have to put it like that. Remember, there are good lies and bad lies. Bad lies hurt people. Good lies save them.
それは何のエロゲーから得た知識だ
What eroge did you get that from?
クラドナドナというエロゲーではなくいわば人生と呼べるノベルゲーからです。ってやかましいわ。
Wait, what is this? Cladan? Isn't there like a... It's like clad something. What is that? What is it called? It's not actually Cladan, right? It's like clad something. Anybody familiar? Clad... Oh, Clanad! Yeah, that's what it is.
Cladan! And it's not an eroge. It's a visual novel that teaches you the meaning of life, so shut up!
I heard Clanad was good.
ダメかな。架空のタイターを作り上げる作戦。
I was gonna say it sounds super familiar to that, but I don't know how, and I'm not sure why. I'm glad someone in chat knew.
So, should I call off Operation Fake Tighter?
そんなことをして 鈴葉が喜ぶとでも思っているのか。
Thank you, Chaos. I know, I hate daylight savings time too, dude. I'm not looking forward to it. Do you really think that will make Suzuha happy?
これ天音氏からは誰にも言うなって言われてるんだけど、
Amanishi told me not to tell anyone, but
オカリンには話しとくよ。
I guess I'd better tell you.
タイムマシンを調べていて天音氏から聞いたんだけど、
I heard this from Amanishi when we were discussing the repairs.
あのマシンは過去にしか飛べないらしいんだ。
Her time machine can only leap to the past.
何？
What?
バカな。俺が知っているタイタンのタイムマシンは未来方向にも飛べた。
Judy Dev, thanks for the 17 months, dude. I appreciate it. Hi, I'm new. Hi. Welcome back. I appreciate it so much. She can only go to the past, guys. Nonsense. Tider's time machine could travel both ways.
実際に見たん？
Did you actually see it?
見たわけじゃないが。
Well, no.
そもそもオカリンの言ってるタイターって2000年に現れたやつでしょ？僕はそんなタイター見たことも聞いたこともないけどな。
Besides, when you say Tider, you mean the one who appeared in 2000, don't you? I don't know anything about that Tider.
That's right. The Tider I know and Suzuha aren't necessarily the same person.
じゃあ本当に。
So, wait.
行ったら戻ってこられない。
Once she leaves, she can't come back.
それは例えば1975年に飛んだらどうなる？今の2010年には戻ってこられないのか？
You're saying that if she goes to 1975, she can't return to 2010?
戻ってくるには1975年から35年間をリアルタイムで生きないと。
Not without living 35 years in real time.
Dang, dude.
ということは鈴葉はタイムマシンに乗って2036年に戻ることもできない。
Does that mean Suzuha's time machine could never return to 2036?
だからさっきからそう言ってるじゃんか。
Didn't I just say that?
それはタイムマシンとしては欠陥品だろ。
Then it's defective!
そう、あのタイムマシンは未完成だって言ってた。
Right. She said the time machine was incomplete.
Incomplete? Incomplete?
セルンの技術をパクって天音氏の親父さんがこっそり独自に作ったものらしいんだけど、
According to Amanishi, her old man built it in secret by reverse engineering CERN technology.
親父さんがセルンに殺されたせいで未完成のままなんだって。それでも過去には飛べるからちっとも問題ないって天音氏は笑ってたけどさ。
But CERN killed him before he could complete it. Amanishi insists that it's fine as long as she can leap to the past, but
それは確かな話なんだな。
Are you sure about this?
本人がそう言ったし、天音氏が嘘をついてない限りはマジだと思うよ。
she said so herself. I don't think she was lying.
つうわけで今この時代にタイムマシンの修理が終わるまでに親父さんと会っておかないと。
So if she doesn't meet her old man before the time machine is repaired,
もう二度と会う機会はないかもしんないじゃん。
she might never get another chance.
So that's why he was trying to make a copy of that pin, as evidence that Suzuha's father was here.
だがやはり偽造は良くない。嘘は嘘だ。
But making a fake version of her father's pin isn't going to solve anything. A lie is a lie.
バレなければ。
But if we don't get caught,
What difference does it make? True, Suzuha might be sad about missing her father, but that's none of my business. My top priority is Mayuri's safety. However, That sad smile on Suzuha's face. Now I understand what it meant. I feel something tighten deep within my chest. So sad.
ねえねえオカリン、あの人工衛星がタイムマシンだったなんてびっくりしたね。
Hey, Okarin, isn't it amazing that the satellite was a time machine?
ああ、そうだな。
Yeah, I guess so.
ビルに突き刺さっちゃってるけど、すずさんが無事でよかったね。
Oh, we're repeating this again. I'm glad Suzu-san wasn't hurt in the crash.
あれって操作がとっても難しいんだって。
I heard it's really hard to drive.
重力うんたらかんたら装置の座標がちょっとでもずれるとね、タイムマシンごとゼリーマンになっちゃってプルンプルン化なんだそうです。
If the gravitational whatchamacallit coordinates are just a teensy bit off, the whole time machine becomes a jelly man and goes bloop.
しかもね、あのタイムマシンってセルン製じゃないからあんまり安定してないって。
And she even said her time machine's unstable since it's not a CERN model.
1975年に行く時が心配だな。
I'm worried about her trip to 1975.
二人乗りだったらね、一緒に行ってあげられたのにね。
Do you think I should go with her? I wonder if I'd fit.
お前が一緒に行ってどうするのだ？
What would you do in 1975?
決まってるよ。すずさんの手をギューって握ってね。
It's the exact same dialogue.
マユシーが一緒だから大丈夫だよって応援してあげるの。
I'd cheer Suzu-san on, of course. I'd hold her hand super tight and tell her that everything's going to be okay.
ねえねえオカリン、あのタイムマシンって名前はついてるのかな？
Hey, Okarin, do you think the time machine has a name?
気になるならタイターに直接聞けばいい。
If you want to know, just ask Tighter.
そうだね。マユシうっかりしてたよ。
Oh yeah, Mayushi didn't think of that. We're back in time! Mayuri giggles, then runs off to talk to Suzuha. She returns a few seconds later.
名前あった。
Yep, it has a name.
FG204 なんとかなんとかだって。
I'm surprised that he's not saying something about like the repeated dialogue. FG204 something something, she said.
っていうかね、ダルくんとすずさんって結構お似合いだと思わない？
Anyway, don't you think Daru-kun and Suzu-san are a good match?
ダルはそもそもフェイリス萌えだ。
Daru's all about fairies.
あ、そっか。そうなのかな。
Oh, really?
ねえねえ、マユシーのタイムマシンもっとよく見てきていいかな？
I know not a word. Hey, can Mayushi take a closer look at the time machine? I nod and Mayuri runs over to the time machine again. Okay, so he's aware it's happening again. I was like, please don't tell me we're replaying something by accident.
橋田至ってすごいね。タイムマシンさ、突貫工事とはいえうまくすると明日には直せるかもって。
Hashida Itaru's amazing. He said if things go well, he could have the time machine fixed by tomorrow.
見た目は不節制そうで冴えない感じなのにね。
And he looks so unhealthy and slow.
さ、
Hey.
今言わないと 機会を永遠に逃しちゃいそうだから言うけど、
There's something I want to say, and I feel like I'll never get another chance. So much breathing. Are you listening? After a moment's hesitation, I give a little nod.
私さ、君たちには本当に感謝してるんだ。
I'm really grateful to you, all of you.
初めてこの時代に来た時、私の知ってる人は誰もいなくて、戦ってばっかりだった私の時代とは全然違ってて、
When I came to this time, I didn't know anyone. I was all alone in a world completely different from my own.
この時代の方がすごく平和なのにさ、なんだか私にとってはすごく怖かった。
This era is so peaceful. That's a wonderful thing. But it scared me. All I knew was the fight against CERN.
でもさ、今こうして自分の全てをさらせる友達、
He's just like, it
仲間がで
hurts.
きた。
But now I have friends, real friends, who I can share my secrets
私
with.
が生まれる前に生きていた人たちと出会えて、私のためなんかにみんな頑張ってくれてる。
All these people who lived before I was born are working so hard for my sake.
それってとっても奇妙で、だけどとっても嬉しいんだよね。
It's a strange feeling, but a happy one too.
その気持ちは本当だから。
I wanted you to know that.
あのマシンは過去にしか飛べないらしいんだ。
Her time machine can only leap to the past.
The truth I heard from Daru plays in my head in an endless refrain.
この時代に来ることができて、君たちと同じ時間を過ごせて、私本当に楽しかった。
Living with you guys in this time, it's been really fun.
っていうか、君たちみんな揃いも揃って我が強くて、癖があっていろいろと濃すぎて、最初はなんだこいつらなんて思ってたけどさ。
When I met you, you were all so strange and unique and over the top. I was kind of shocked at first, actually.
いつの間にか君たちといる時間が楽しくなってたよ。
But before I knew it, I started to enjoy spending time with you.
2036年はさ、とっても平和で喧嘩すら起きないんだ。知ってた？
2036 is peaceful too. People don't even fight anymore. Did you know that?
とにかくさ、喧嘩すら起きない。およそ争いって名のつくものは、ミクロなものからマクロなものまで全部消えちゃった。
Anyway, people don't fight, ever, about anything. All forms of conflict, war included, have vanished. Poof! Without a trace.
その代わり、みんな死んだ魚みたいな目をしてた。
Instead, everyone has dead eyes, like fish.
誰も覇気がなくて、歩く足はズリズリってすり足で、
No one has ambition. Nobody dreams. They just trudge through their lives without a single complaint.
笑いはするけど、怒ったり悲しんだりはしなくて。
Oh, sure, people smile, but they never get angry or sad.
個性なんて誰も持ってなかった。みんなロボットみたいだった。
There's no individuality. Everyone's a robot.
この前、君が私にすごく怒ったでしょ。
You got really mad at me before, remember?
あの時、すごくびっくりして、すごくショックだったんだけど、同時にすごく嬉しくなったんだよ。
I was really surprised, but at the same time, I was really happy.
君のラボに出入りしてるみんなは生き生きしてて、すごく眩しい。
You're all so bright and full of life. I envy you.
椎名真由里も芦田至も牧瀬クリスも。 それに君も。
Shina Mayuri, Hashida Itaru, even Makise Kurisu. And of course, you.
私もみんなみたいになりたいって思ったよ。
I want to be more like you.
こうして頑張れてるのも君たちと会えたおかげ。
It's thanks to all of you that I'm still going strong.
ほんのちょっとでもラボメンの一員になれてよかった。
Being a lab mem, even for just a little while, was great.
ほんのちょっとの間でも
Why'd they have to make it like the exact same both times?
よかった。
Being with you guys, even for just a little while, was great. Suzuha obviously knew from the beginning that if she traveled to 1975, she could never return.
岡部倫太郎、きっと未来を変えてね。今みたいな自由な世界に変えて。
Change the future, Okabe Rintaro. Make it a world like this one, where people can be free. The first time I heard her speak these words, I thought she was sentimental because she couldn't return to her original 2036. I was wrong. Forget about 2036. She can't even return here to 2010. She'll be 54 when 2010 comes around. The present us and the present Suzuha can never meet again. Yeah, I guess it's so you can really experience it again from his perspective. The present... Oh, I already read
思い
that.
出を
Do you?
思い出を作ったことを後悔しているか？
Do you regret spending time with us?
どういうこと？
What do you mean?
どうせ1975年へ行くのならば、この2010年において俺たちと仲良くならなければよかったと思ったことはないか？
Do you regret making new friends here? New memories? Do you wish you had kept your distance?
そうすればお前が捨てるべき生きてきた痕跡は一つで済んだ。
You've already abandoned one life. Now you have to abandon another.
お前は事実上2回自分の存在を殺すことになる。
In a sense, it's like you're killing yourself.
もしかして橋田至から聞いた？
Did Hashida Itaru tell you?
あいつもお前のことを心配している。
He's worried about you.
たく、誰にも言うなって念を押しといたのに。
Jeez, I told him not to tell anyone. Anybody. Fun time. Thanks for the 35 months, dude. One more month to the 3 years. Thank you so freaking much.
どうなんだお前は1975年へ行くことについてどう思っている？
Well, how do you feel about going to 1975?
どうもこうもないよ。
It doesn't matter how I feel.
私は行かなきゃいけないんだ。それが私が選んだ道だし、父さんの意志でもある。
I have to go. It's the path I chose, and it's what my dad wanted.
もし俺やダルが止めたら？
What if we ask you to stay?
無視する。
I'll go anyway.
アットチャンネルでも言われた。私だけの考えで何億人にも影響を与えるような過去改変を行うとは何様だってね。
One of those guys on the channel asked what right I have to change the future and decide the fate of the human race. He had a point.
でもさ、あんな未来にはなってほしくないから。
But still, I don't want the future to turn out like that.
私は君たちみたいに自由で笑い合って時には喧嘩もして争いがあって悲しい時もある。そんな人生を私が生まれた時代の人たちに送ってもらいたいし。
I want the people in my time to be free like you. Free to laugh and play, fight and argue, get sad and cry.
未来を変えればきっと父さんも椎名真由里も君もセルンに殺されることなくなるだろうから。
If I change the future, then no one will die. Not you, not Sheena Mayuri, and not my dad.
エゴかもしれないけど私は行く。
Dude, imagine? Maybe I don't have the right, but I'm going anyway.
そのためならお前自身はどうなってもいいと。
Even if you can never return? I wish I could have made my voice deeper for
何言
him.
ってんの？ 70年代だって悪くないよ。そこでまた君たちみたいな愉快な友達を作って自由に生きていくよ。
Aw, come on! The 70s aren't a bad time, you know? I'll find friends there just like you guys. We'll have a blast! Beneath the clear blue sky, the time machine comes to life. Daru's repairs are complete. Mayuri and I help drain the last of the water out of the cockpit. The machine is still stuck in Radikon's wall, but that's a small matter. My heart is still heavy. Should I let Suzuha leave like this? I chide myself for the thought. It's not my choice to make. Suzuha isn't from this time. If she doesn't want to stay, then I have no reason to keep her from leaving. There's 3 different Wormadams for the 3 different forms? Nice. We didn't perform a startup test. Activating the time machine would draw too much attention. My only regret is that we couldn't find her father. All that's left to do is to load in Suzuha's favorite MTB onto the time machine.
みんな本当にサンキューね。なんてお礼を言っていいやら。
Thanks, guys. Really. I can't thank you enough.
マユシーたちのこと忘れちゃ嫌だよ。
Don't forget about us.
俺なら僕とチュッチュしてください。
If you want to thank me, then let's make out.
Seriously?
変態は自重しろ。
Control yourself, perv. Come on, man.
そうだ、これ
Oh, right. Take this.
岡部倫太郎、これあげるよ。あのラボの片隅にでもいいからさ、置いといて。
This is for you, Okabe Rintaro. Keep it in the lab, will you? Somewhere out of sight is fine.
お前
Suzuha. Is she regretting her decision to leave? Does she want to stay? Is this pin meant to be proof that Amane Suzuha was here with us in this time?
ピンバッジのことだけどさ、
About the pin.
それと同じ図柄でラボ面みんなの分を作ったらどうかな。ラボ面の証つうか。
Why don't we make duplicates for all the lab mems? Make it our symbol, I guess.
That's so cute, actually.
それすっごくいいかもだよ。
Wow, that's a great idea. Cute.
珍しく気が利くじゃない。
How unusually thoughtful of you. That's what I was thinking.
なんかそういう使い方してもらえると私としては照れちゃうな。
I don't know what to say.
つうわけなんで画像はもう撮ったし、そのバッジは天音氏が持ってってよ。親父さんの大切な形見っしょ。
We already took a picture of it, so keep your pin, Amanishi. It belonged to your dad, right?
そうする。
Yeah. Okay. I could stop Suzuha from leaving if I tried. But unless she goes, I can't save Mayuri.
はいはい、パンパカパーン。
Looniverse
ここで
pins
マ
when?
ユシーから重大な
really
発
cute too,
表があります。
Okay, everyone. Da 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 da. Mayushi has an important announcement to make. As usual, she completely fails to sense the gravity of the situation, though I suppose it's our fault for not telling her the truth about Suzuha's time machine. In any case, she has my attention.
マユシーはですね、すずさんのお父さん見つけました。
Actually, Mayushi found Suzu-san's dad.
は？マジ？
Huh? Really?
会いたいよね。というわけで、今日はお父さんに来ていただいてます。
Wanna meet him? You do, don't ya? Well, he's here with us today.
どこ？
Where?
それでは発表します。すずさんのお父さんは
Allow me to introduce you. Suzu-san's dad is...
うお、セルフドラムロール？
Is that a drum roll?
ジャガジャン。すずさんのお父さんは
Ta-da! Suzu-san's dad is...
ダルくんです。
Daru-kun! Our mouths drop.
そのロジックはジョークになってないでしょう。そもそもこの変態が結婚なんてできるわけないし。
That joke's not even logical. It's impossible for this perv to get married in the first place.
その言い草ひどくね？
Did you have a feeling, Lopar? Have you seen Steins before?
Hey, that kind of hurts.
いや、クリスティーナの言い草に全面的に同意する。ダルは30歳を超えて魔法使いにクラスチェンジするのが確定だ。
I completely agree with Christina. Daru is fated to become a wizard when he turns 30.
お前
I've
ら
only seen the
少しは
first few
自重
dubbed
しろ。
episodes because I'm a
で
pleb.
も事実だから反論できない。
You could be nicer about it, guys, but it's the truth, so I can't object.
Sash has a
そもそも私
daughter!
の父さんこんなに太ってなかったよ。
You know, my dad wasn't fat.
もうみんなダルくんに冷たいよ。
Jeez, you're all so mean to Daru-kun.
うわ、僕をかばってくれるのはマユシだけだよ。なんという天使。さては僕に惚れてるな。
Mayushi's the only one to stand up for me. You're an angel, Mayushi. Do you love me?
Nope. Harsh.
あのね、マユシーの推理だとダルくんは絶対にすずさんのお父さんなの。
Mayushi's 100 million% sure that Daru-kun is is Suzuha's dad.
じゃあ聞かせてよ。どう証明したのか。
Okay, what's your proof?
ピンバッジに書いてある文字のことをね、ずっと考えてたんだ。
I was thinking about the letters on Suzu-san's pin.
でね、じーって見てたら7010の7の部分がちょっと変だなって気づいて。
After staring at it really hard, I noticed the 7 in 7010 looked a little weird.
これはね、7じゃなくて2なんだよ。下の横棒がかすれて消えちゃってるだけ。
It's not a 7. It's a 2. The line fell off the bottom.
本当に
Ah. Really?
小さすぎてよくわかんないけど。
It's so small, I can't tell.
デジカメで撮った画像を拡大するとね、気づくよ。
It's easy to see on the picture we took.
2010って西暦のこと？まさに今年のことじゃない。
2010? But that's this year.
だったら最初のアルファベットは何を意味するんだ？
Then what do the letters mean?
簡単だよ。
That's easy.
岡部、椎名、橋田、牧瀬。でもって天音。
Okabe, Shina, Hashira, Makise, and finally, Amane.
Whoa.
It was right in front of us all along. We just didn't know where to look.
これラボメンの頭文字じゃん。
It's our initials?
2010年って言ったら何かなって考えたらね、ラボメンの年だって思って。
So I was thinking, why 2010? And then I remembered it's the year of the lab mems. The year of the lab mems?
未来ガジェット研究所ができたのは今年だもん。
The Future Gadget Laboratory was founded this year.
そういうことか。
Brilliant!
So that's what that is. So that's what it is.
でね、すずさんから聞いた未来の話には、オカリンとクリスちゃんの話は出てくるけど、ダルくんの話
They
は
kind of like
ちっ
their
とも出て
hair.
こなかったでしょ？
And you know, Suzu-san has lots of stories about future Okarin and future Kuris-chan, but not a single story about Daru-kun, right?
それを言うならマユシだって。
There weren't any about Mayushi either.
マユシーはラボメンだけど、
I know, I actually wasn't thinking about it until just
争い
now.
ことも好きじゃないから。
Well, Mayushi's a lab mem, but I can't make time machines and I don't like fighting. Of course I'm not famous. My heart. No, the reason there aren't any stories about Mayuri is because she dies in a few hours. Only Kurisu, Suzuha, and I know that, and we say nothing.
でもね、ダルくんはスーパーハッカーだし、オカリンの右腕だし、電話レンジちゃんだってオカリンとダルくんの2人で作ったんだから、名前が出てこなくちゃおかしいと思うの。
But Daru-kun's a super hacker and Okarin's right arm. He even helped Okarin make Phone Wave-chan, so I thought it was strange Suzu-san didn't know him.
名前が出てこない。すなわち名前を偽っているっていうことね。
So you're saying he used a different name?
すずさんがいたレジスタンスを作った人の中には、オカリンとバレルタイターさんもいたんでしょ？
Why didn't I think of that either? Barrel Taiter-san helped Okarin found the resistance, right?
で、2010年の秋葉にいた人で、
And he was in Akiba in 2010.
タイムマシーンを独自に研究できる人で、
And he was able to build his own time machine.
オカリンのリーディングシュークリームを
And he knew about Okarin's reading spaghetti.
リーディングシュタイナー。
Reading Steiner.
それについて知ってる人
He knew about it.
ね、ダルくんならぴったりでしょ？
Doesn't that fit Daru-kun perfectly? I know.
確かに。
She's right.
それにね、すずさんがお父さんと会おうとしていた日のこと覚えてる？
Do you remember the day Suzu-san went to meet her father?
タイムマシンオフ会に行けばお父さんに会えると思ったんだよね。
She thought he would be at the time machine offline meet.
ちなみにダルくんもそのオフ会に行こうとしてたでしょ？
Daru-kun was supposed to be there too, right?
あれは日本 SF 史を語る上で重要なオフ会だったんだマジで。まあ天音氏の尾行ついでに潜り込めたからラッキーだったけど。
That meet was seriously important to the history of Japanese sci-fi. At least I got to sneak in while tailing Amaneshi.
I don't remember that. It must have happened because of the D-mail I sent.
父さんからそのオフ会の話を聞いたことがあって、子供の頃のことだからうろ覚えだったけど、とにかく行けば会えるかなって思ったんだ。
Dad told me about that meet when I was little. I don't remember what he said exactly, but I thought I might be able to meet him there.
じゃああの会場で僕に会ってたらそれで解決だったって話？
So if I'd been at the meet, everything would have been okay?
I know, who's his mom? Who's her mom, I mean?
その時点では橋田至お父さんだとは認識できなかったかも。
I don't know. I don't think I'd have picked you out as my dad.
あとね、タイムマシンの名前 FG204 なんとかかんとかって言うんだけど、なんだっけ。
And then there's the time machine's name. FG204 something something. What was it?
FG204 セカンドエディションバージョン 2.31
FG204 second edition version 2.331. David with the 65 months. So forget the 65 yucks. Can we get the 65 nyas poggers? Alright, that's too many nyas. I'll give you a nya for the perfect, beautiful 65 nyas poggers. Thank you so much, David. I hope you have enjoyed your stay. Thank you.
そのネーミングセンスは間違いなくダル。
That naming sense. It's got to be Daru.
それに FG はね、きっとフューチャーガジェットの略だと思うんだ。
Oh, I thought it was going to have something to do with Fades TBH. And FG probably stands for Future Gadget. So Suzu's time machine is Future Gadget number 204?
最後に名前バレルタイターさんはね、ダルくんしか考えられないよ。
Finally, his name. Barrel Tighter has to be Daru-kun.
そういえば昨日の夜マユリからバレルの意味を教えてって聞かれたけど。
Come to think of it, last night Mayuri asked how to say barrel in Japanese.
バレルはね、樽って意味なんだよね、クリスちゃん。
Barrel is taru in Japanese, right, Kiris-chan?
タルタルダル。
Bruh.
ダジャレ？
It's a pun? Nya.
でねでね、すずさん、橋田至って10回言ってみて。
Okay, Suzu-san, say Hashira Itaru 10 times fast. Hashira Itaru, Hashira Itaru, Hashira Itaru, Hashira Itaru, Hashira Itaru, Hashira Itaru.
なんで？
Why?
言えばわかるよ。
Just say it and find out.
橋田至る橋田至る橋田至る橋田至る橋田至る橋田至る橋田至る橋田至る橋田至る橋田至る。
Alright, you could. I don't have to say it.
今ダイターって聞こえなかった？
What? Just now, didn't it sound like Daiter?
聞こえた。
Bruh! Hashidaitaru, 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 Daitar?
橋田至る橋田至る橋田至る橋田至る
Hashidaitaru, 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 Hashitaitaru!
マジで
For reals?
マジです
For super reals! Wow. Literally all of us right now. I can't believe it. But with all this evidence laid out in front of me, I can't deny it either.
とってもお似合いの親子だと思うな
I think she looks just like her father.
プラシーボ効果かしらね。言われてみれば、二人が似てるような気もしてきた。
That could just be the placebo effect. But now that you mention it, they kinda do look alike.
お手柄だな。名探偵椎名真由里だ。
Nice work, Mayuri. You'll make a great detective one day. Amazing.
名探偵そんなこと言われたの初めてだよ
No. A detective? That's the first time anyone said that. No, she's such a ditz most of the time, but maybe she's more perceptive than anyone knows. Oh, love her.
ああ、娘天音氏が僕の
My daughter? Amane, she is my daughter?
He said, as a thank you, would you like to make out with me? Oh, God. Can't.
父さん。
Dad. Oh.
そういう時はパパと呼びなさい。
Could you call me Papa instead?
こんな時ぐらい変態はやめろよ。
For once in your life, don't be a perv.
父さん。
Dad.
おお。
Tearing up is cute.
私、来たよ。父さんに会うために。父さんが作ったタイムマシンに乗って。
I came, Dad. I came to see you in the time machine you built.
うん。
Oh,
Yeah.
父さんのやろうとしていたこと、私が絶対やり遂げるから。
I'm going to finish what you started. I promise.
うん。
Yeah.
だから見ててほしい。
Watch over me, okay?
見てるよ。絶対見てるよ。
I'm watching. Of course I am.
Father and daughter reunited across time. It's so precious. I'm truly glad we could bring them together.
ちなみに君の母さんは可愛かった？ロリ顔で背が小さくてだけど巨乳ってのを希望。
This is so like Sashenka.
By the way, was your mother cute? Request petite girl with cute face and big boobs.
Way to ruin the moment!
それは内緒にしとく
That's a secret!
さ
God
て
damn
と
it.
これでこの世界線への未練はきれいさっぱり断ち切れたから
Well, that takes care of everything I wanted to do on this world line.
そろそろ行くよ
Guess I should be going.
待て。もう行くのか。父親と積もる話があったりしないのか。
Wait, you're going already? Don't you have more to say to your father? What am I doing?
私は大丈夫。きっと IBN5100 を手に入れてみせるから。
No, I'm fine now. I'm going to get an IBN 5100 just like I promised. She looks at us with the face of a warrior. A part-time warrior.
未来を変えるのは君たちにかかってる。私は荷物をこの秋葉原に絶対持ってくるから。そして君たちに責任を持って託すから。
I'll bring it to you here in Akihabara. That's my duty and I'll see it through. The rest is up to you.
お願い。未来を変えてほしい。
Change the future. Please. Nobody speaks. Nobody nods. The future Suzuha spoke of is not the future we desire. In Suzuha's time, Daru and I fought to change it. This time, we'll make sure it never happens. Mayuri will live. Kurisu will be free. Suzuha will grow up knowing her father.
それじゃ35年後に会おうね。君たちにとっては数時間後か。
Well, see you in 35 years. Though I guess it'll only be a few hours for you guys. With that final warning, Suzuha boards the time machine. She waves once and then the hatch closes behind her. My phone vibrates. I quickly take it out and open it. The mail is from Suzuha. Goodbye. When I failed to stop her on a previous world line, she sent me the exact same message before leaving. But this time, the word holds a completely different meaning.
Suzuha.
We will never see her again. Not this Suzuha. Yes, we can seek her out in our time. I'll most definitely make the effort, anyway. But the next time we meet, an immense gulf of time will have divided us. She won't be the girl we knew.
Suzuha! きっとまた会おうな。
I'm sure we'll meet again.
僕その時まで頑張るから。頑張るだなんてとっさにこんな言葉しか出なくて、自分のボキャブラリーの貧弱さが嫌になるけどさ。
I'll do my best until then. I hate myself for not knowing any other way to say it, but I'll do my best.
とにかく僕は頑張るから。鈴葉も頑張ってな。
I'll do my best, I promise. So Suzuha, do your best too.
His words probably can't reach her anymore. Suzuha's time machine has vanished into thin air, leaving a hole the size of a dump truck in Radikan's wall. When I peek through it, I can see Akihabara's station right underneath. The air is thick with the smell of ozone and seems to pulse softly where the machine stood. We stand there for a while, staring silently at the empty spot, while the summer breeze blows gently past, as if the wind were fate itself. She's gone. Unfortunately, we don't have time to mourn her departure. The time machine's sudden disappearance has thrown the area into chaos, which makes it easy for us to slip out unnoticed. See you in 35 years, Suzuha said. 54-year-old Suzuha should be here in Akiba. Before she left, we decided that the time machine's disappearance would be her cue to bring the IBN 5100 to the lab. Or so we hope. God, can you imagine she didn't even... But when we return to the lab, there's no 54-year-old woman waiting for us. It seems Suzuha hasn't come yet. even though the satellite's vanishing act is all over the news. As I check the lab for any sign of Suzuha, a line of red numbers catches my eye. Divergence hasn't changed. Reading Steiner didn't activate this time, so I suspect that might be the case. At any rate, all we can do now is wait for Suzuha to arrive.
今はさ、鈴葉は54歳になってるわけでしょ。
Suzuha's 54 by now, right?
自分の娘が30以上も年上になってるのって見たいような見たくないような変な気分だお。
My daughter is 30 years older than me. I don't know if I want to see that. Feels weird, man.
Hey, the Dong.
それどころか結婚してもう孫がいてもおかしくないわね。54歳なら。
You know, it wouldn't be unusual for her to have grandchildren by that age.
つまり僕はこの年にしてひ孫の姿を拝めるとどんな顔していいかわかんねえ。
You mean I could have great grandkids? I don't know if I'm ready for that, man.
ひいおじいちゃんらしくドーンって構えてればいいと思うよ。
Just be super nice to them. That's what grandpas do.
ひいおじいちゃんって言わんでくれ。
Please don't call me Grandpa.
But a sound interrupts their idle chatter. It must be Suzuha. But standing in the doorway was...
お、岡部。
Okabe.
Our disappointment is palpable.
なんだあなたか。
Oh, it's you.
なあ、うちのバイト来てないか。
Hey, have you seen my part-timer?
すずさんならね、35年前。
If you're looking for Suzu-san, she went 35 years.
Shut up, Mayuri!
Shut up, Mayuri!
なんか知ってんのか。あいつどこ行ったんだよ。
You know something? Where'd that girl run off to?
ここ数日
She got to spill the
ず
beans.
っと休みっぱなしで次にいつバイト出るかわかんねえんだよな。携帯に電話しても繋がらねえし。
She took the last couple of days off, and I don't know when she's coming next. She won't even answer her phone.
彼女は
God damn, my eyes so itchy randomly.
実家に帰ると言っていましたよ。
Said she went back to her hometown. Oh crap, he's still talking. She said she went back to her hometown. She's probably gone for good.
何？そうなのか？
What?
You sure?
あのガキ、雇い主である俺には一言もなしか。
That brat. She didn't say a word to me. The future is changing. On my previous leaps, Mr. Brown never came by the lab. This must be related to Suzuha's trip to 1975. Surely it's a good sign.
まあいいわ。こうして訪ねてきたのは岡部。おめえに用があるからだ。
Well, whatever. I've got something for you, Okabe.
俺に
For me?
これは
What is this?
前に俺が世話になった人からの手紙だ。今日お前に渡してくれって頼まれてた。
It's from the lady who used to own this building. She asked me to give it to you on this day.
え誰だ
Who?
おめえこそすずさんとはどういう関係なんだ？
How did you know Suzu-san anyway? Wait, her surname is the same as Daru's. Hashida Suzu!
この女性は今どこに
Where is she now?
いや、10年前に亡くなったが。
Huh? She passed away 10 years ago.
亡くなった
Passed away? She's dead?
いくつぐらいの人だった
How old was she?
50は超えてなかったな。
Mid-40s, I think. The age fits.
渡してくれて感謝します、ミスター・ブラウン。
Thank you for taking care of this letter, Mr. Brown.
これもしかしてすずさん？
Is it from Suzu-san?
マジで？なんで店長が？
Seriously? Why did he have it?
Oh, hey, Mixie. I know, honestly, I stumble on the words plenty of times, but I love Steins Gate so much that it makes it so worth it. I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you.
We couldn't dare involve Mr. Brown in all of this, so we thanked him and sent him home.
岡部倫太郎様。
Oh, time to cry. Hey, yo, Eno. Thank you so much for gifting a sub to Mini Mixie. I appreciate it, dude. Yeah, I'm doing well. Thank you so much.
Dear Okabe Rintaro,
お久しぶりです。天音鈴葉です。橋田タイターの娘です。
it's me, Amane Suzuha, Hashida Taiter's daughter. It's been a long time.
あなたにとっては、つい数時間前以来のことかもしれない。
Though for you, I'm sure only a few hours have passed.
今は西暦2000年の6月13日です。
The date is June 13th, the year 2000.
これをあなたが読んでいる。だいたい10年前ということになります。
Meaning I'm writing this 10 years before you will read it.
結論だけ書く。
I'll get right to the point.
失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。
Bruh, I got hella shivers, bro. I failed, 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 I failed.
私は失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。私は失敗した。失敗。
It's definitely worth watching, Mixie. If you haven't seen the anime, I would recommend it for sure. But you might get a lot of spoilers through the visual novel right
今
now.
は西暦2000年の6月14日です。
The date is June 14th, the year 2000.
これをあなたが読んでいる。だいたい9年前、10年前になります。
About 9 or 10 years before you will read this.
失敗した。
I failed.
私が私だということを思い出したのはほんの1年前だった。
I only remembered who I was 1 year ago today.
恐怖の大王が落ちるとか言われてた日。
The day Nostradamus said the king of terror would come.
バカだバカだ。何が恐怖の大王だ。どうせなら落ちてくれればよかった。
Stupid, stupid king of terror. He should have come and burned us all away.
私はこの24年間記憶を失っていた。
For 24 years, I forgot who I was.
覚えていたのは名前ぐらいだった。
All I could remember was my name.
思い出したのはほんの1年前だった。
I finally remembered 1 year ago.
恐怖の大王が落ちると言われて落ちなかった日。
The day the king of terror was supposed to come, but didn't.
恐怖の大王なんてどこにもいないけど、私は死にたい。
There's no king of terror, but I want to die.
修理が完全じゃなかった。タイムマシンは不具合があった。私は1975年に飛んだ時何も覚えていなかった。
The repairs were incomplete. The time machine malfunctioned. When I arrived in 1975, I couldn't remember anything.
それを今になって思い出す私は真っ白で、どうしたらいいかわからず施設に保護された。
They found me lying in the street like a broken doll and took me to a hospital.
今は一人暮らしをしているけど、それは橋田鈴というまっさらな人間として普通に生活してきただけで、天音鈴葉としての使命は完全に忘れていて去年思い出した。
Now I've been living on my own for years, but that's as Hashida Suzu, a normal person who forgot the duty and mission of Amane Suzuha I only remembered last year.
失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した私は失敗。
I failed, 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 I failed.
何が原因なの？タイムトラベルはうまくいかなかった。父さんの修理が完全じゃなかったんだ。でも父さんは悪くない。私が悪いんだ。
Something went wrong. I don't know what. The repairs were incomplete. But it's not Dad's fault. It's mine.
まっすぐ1975年へ飛んでいればよかった。2010年に寄り道するべきじゃなかった。わがままを言ってる場合じゃなかった。これじゃ未来は変わらない。
I should have gone straight to 1975. I shouldn't have stopped in 2010, but I was selfish and now the future is doomed.
IBN5100 は手には入れられなかった。
There's no IBN 5100.
ごめん。
I'm sorry.
ごめんね。
I'm so sorry.
私は何のためにこの年まで生きてきたんだろう。
For what purpose have I lived to this age?
使命を忘れてただのうのうと生きてきた。
I forgot my duty and lived a carefree life instead. Military, thank you so much for the 43 months, dude. I appreciate it.
こんな人生何の意味もない。
Now my life has no meaning at all.
意味がない意味がない意味がない。
It's worthless. Worthless. Worthless.
思い出さなければよかった。
I wish I hadn't remembered.
思い出せてよかった。
I'm glad I finally remembered.
君に謝ることができてよかった。
I'm glad I had this chance to say sorry.
許して許して許して許して許して許して。
Forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me.
私の計画は狂ってしまった。
My plan failed.
その原因をこの1年考え続けていた。
I spent this whole year asking myself why.
そして分かった。
I finally figured it out.
私が1975年へ飛ぶのを1日でもためらわなければこんなことにはならなかった。
If I hadn't postponed my leap to 1975, this wouldn't have happened.
岡部倫太郎、
Okabe Rintaro.
君はあのタイムマシンオフ会の後1975年へ飛ぼうとした私を引き止めた。
After the offline meet, you stopped me from going to 1975.
それはとても嬉しかったけど、でもそこで引き止めたのは失敗だったんだ。
I was really happy, but that's where it all went wrong.
私はあの日飛ばなければならなかったんだ。あの日を逃したらダメだったんだ。
I should have left. I shouldn't have waited. That was my last chance.
引き止められたから。その夜に雷雨があってタイムマシンが壊れてしまったんだ。
That night, there was a thunderstorm. My time machine was flooded.
もしも時間を戻せるならあの日の私を引き止めないようにしてほしい。
If you can go back to that day, please, please let me leave.
そうすれば私は君たちに IBN5100 を届けられる。
Then I can bring you the IBN 5100.
使命を果たせる。
I can fulfill my mission.
私は使命を果たしたい。
Please, that's all I want.
父さんと約束したから。
I promised Dad.
父さんの意志だから。
This was his dream.
私の未来を変えたいから。
I want to change the future.
ごめん。
I'm sorry.
ごめん。
I'm sorry.
ごめん。
I'm sorry.
こんな人生は無意味だった。
My life was meaningless. I can hardly believe the despairing letter in my hands. Suzuha failed? We didn't repair the time machine properly? She couldn't obtain the 5100? Her life was meaningless? This can't be happening. Nobody says a word. Their faces, like mine, are frozen in disbelief. I turn to Daru. He's whiter than a sheet.
誰？タイムマシンは直したんじゃなかったのか？
Daru, didn't you fix the time machine?
治ってたはずだよ。はずだけど、そもそもタイムマシンを直すのなんて初めてだったし、見落としがあったのかも。
I did. I thought I did. But I mean, that was my first time repairing a time machine. I might have missed something.
見落としたと？そのせいでお前の娘は24年間も記憶を失ったのだぞ。
Miss something? Whatever you missed cost your daughter 24 years of her life!
僕だって好きで見落としたわけじゃ。
I didn't do it on purpose.
そうよ。二人とも落ち着きなさい。橋田はできる限りのことを精一杯やった。彼を責めるのはお門違いよ。
Calm down, both of you. Hashida did everything he could. He doesn't deserve your anger, Okabe.
お前はなんでそんなに冷静なんだ？
How can you be so calm?
こういう性格なの。悪かったな。とにかく落ち着け。
That's how I am. Sorry. Now calm down. Have a good night, Mixie. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yes, of course. I highly recommend it. I hope you like it. It's really, really good. It's not Daru's fault. I know that. But it can't end like this. It can't. What was Suzuha feeling as she wrote this letter? I wanted to welcome her back with a smile. Instead, this. Suzuha is dead. 10 years gone. Wait, how did she die? Don't tell me. An unpleasant thought passes through my brain. Mr. Brown must know what happened. Yes, please do.
Mr. Brown!
Mr. Brown!
岡部、例のラジカンの人工衛星消えたってよ。大騒ぎらしいぜ。
Okabe, did you hear? That satellite up and disappeared. Everyone's talking about it.
そんなことより聞かせてください。
Please, I need to know.
なんだ？
Huh? No what?
橋田鈴さんの亡くなった状況について。
Hashida Suzu-san. How did she die?
知ってどうする？
Why do you want to know that?
俺は今まで彼女の死について何も知らなかった。
I don't know anything about how she died.
彼女の最後を知っておかなければならない。そんな気がするんです。そうしなくちゃいけないんだ。それがどんな最後だったにしろ、この胸に刻みつけておかないと。
I need to know what her last moments were like. I feel that it's my duty to know, to engrave her memory into my heart.
単なる好奇心ってわけじゃなさそうだ
Sounds like you've got a reason.
な。で、 もう一度聞くが、すずさんとはどういう関係だ？
What I want to know is how you knew her.
古い知り合いです。
She was an old acquaintance.
とても古い知り合いで、でも彼女と過ごしたわずかな時間は今もはっきり思い出すことができるんです。
A very old acquaintance. But I still remember the time I spent with her.
聞かせてください。
So please, tell me.
あまり言いたくはないんだがな。これから俺が言うことは心して聞けよ。いいか？
I don't like to talk about it, but all right. Listen good, Okabe. And then I got my answer.
自殺だ。
It was suicide. Suicide. The word weighed so heavily on me, I thought I might be crushed.
自宅で首をつってな。俺が第一発見者だ。
She hung herself at home. I was the one who found her. My life was meaningless. I recall the last words she wrote in her letter. Words of unimaginable despair. She didn't deserve so bleak an end.
そんなことになる1年ぐらい前から精神的に随分不安定になってな。それまでは明るくて優しい人だったんだが。
She became unstable about a year before it happened. Before that, she was a nice, cheerful lady.
俺はあの人の家に下宿させてもらってたんだ。
This building was hers. She gave me a place to stay. Unbid, thank you so much for the 6 months, dude. I appreciate it.
すずさんは天涯孤独だったし、葬式にはほとんど人は来なかった。寂しいもんだったぜ。
She had no relatives, you know. Almost no one came to her funeral. It was a sad thing to see.
さっきの手紙はすずさんが死ぬ1週間前に渡された。2010年の今日になったら岡部倫太郎という青年に渡してくれってな。
She handed me that letter a week before it happened. Told me to give it to a young man named Okabe Rintaro on this exact date.
すずさんは予知能力でも持ってたのかと思ったぜ。おめえが上に越してきた時はな。
When you moved in upstairs, I thought Suzu-san must have seen the future or something. Enough. I can't take it anymore. We bowed deeply to Mr. Brown and returned to the lab. Hi, chat. So sad. No one speaks. The lounge is silent, save for the TV. What went wrong? Should I have stopped her from leaving after all? Maybe then this tragedy wouldn't have happened. No. What choice did I have? I can't save my Yuri without the IBN 5100. Suzuha had to travel to 1975. What if I redo these 2 days again? Could Daru fix the time machine so this doesn't happen? No. He'll have to start from scratch each time. 2 days just aren't enough. I recall what Suzuha wrote. If you can go back to that day, please, please let me leave. The D-mail I sent. Could that be the cause? As a result, she remained in 2010 for an additional 4 days. But that night, the time machine was damaged by a thunderstorm. If I hadn't followed Suzuha that day, the solution is obvious. I need to cancel that D-mail. But can I really do that? If I change the past so that Suzuha leaves, won't that undo the 4 days we spent together? Our frantic search through the streets of Akiba. Her heartfelt confession on the roof of Radikan. Her tearful reunion with her father, Daru. All of it will be undone. What do I do? Damn. Moeka's men will be here any minute. There's no time to think. No time to hesitate.
Okabe, どうするつもり?
What are you doing, Okabe?
なんとかしなければならない。このままでいいはずはないんだ。
You can't just leave it like this. I have to do something.
Okabe.
Okabe.
オカリン、無茶はダメだよ。
But Okarin, are you sure? Save now? Don't try to stop me, Mayuri. I can't let this stand.
クリス、お前は日付を正確に覚えている特技があった。
Kurisu, you're good at remembering dates, aren't you?
ええ、まあ。
Huh? Well, sure.
鈴葉の励まし会をやったのはいつだ？
When did we throw that party for Suzuha?
4日前。8
Oh,
月
save
9日。
now? Like right now? So you can see the alternate endings? Oh, crap! Ah, cancel. Ah, how do I save? Quick save? Save? Okay. Alright. We're saving. Oh, make another one? Oh. I think this should be fine, right? Next time if I save, I'll make another? Or what do you think? Don't overwrite that then? Well, that's too late. I already overwrote this one. Next time? Oh, okay. Next time, don't overwrite this one. Okay. Alright. You already know what you must do. Okay, thank you, Triss. Thank you for telling us. Stop pursuit. Last mail. Is CERN trap. That should be enough to convince me to let Suzuha go.
オカリン、D メールを送るの。
You're,
でもそうしたら全部消えちゃうんだよ。
you're sending a D-mail, Okarin? But won't that make everything disappear? Hi, Cookie. I know that. I know that. But this is the only choice I have. Now I just need to send it. Oh, we can send the D-mail or don't send the D-mail. Well, we have to send it, right? What do you think, chat? I think we send it. Personally. Send it? We gotta send it! Because otherwise they're never gonna get an IBN 5100. Send it? Do it? Nah? Screw it, we're sending! Save Mayuri. We have to save Mayuri! Otherwise, if we don't send it, we can't save Mayuri. That is my purpose. Erase the time you spent with Suzuha. Destroy whatever bond you had. Push the button! Isn't that what Suzuha wants? You'll be saving her from 25 years of loneliness, from ending her life in utter despair. Save Suzuha. Save Mayuri. But is it really? Is erasing those memories really the right thing to do? Should I just time leap again so I can consider other possibilities? What should I do? Send the D-mail! I pressed the button already! What's the right choice? Stop. You're starting to doubt. But I need to reach a conclusion or else. It's It's going. It's happening. I place my thumb on the send button.
いいの
Are you sure?
すずさんとの思い出消えちゃうんだよ。本当にそれでいいの？
Our memories with Suzu-san will disappear. Is that really okay?
ほんのちょっとの間でも君たちと一緒にいられてよかった。
Being with you guys, even for just a little while, was great.
父さんのやろうとしていたこと私が絶対やり遂げるから。
I'm going to finish what you started, Dad. I promise.
それじゃあ35年後に会いましょう。君たちにとっては数時間後か。
Well, see you guys in 35 years. Though I guess it'll only be a few hours for you guys.
お願い未来を変えてほしい。
Change the future. Please.
Suzuha, I've made my choice. I won't ask for your forgiveness. Ultimately, I'm doing this to save Mayuri. But at the same time, the words you spoke on that rooftop are still strong in my heart. You entrusted me your hope for the future. If I am to honor that wish and fulfill mine, then the time we spent together can never have happened. We did it. Light gathers between my eyes. Stars explode behind my eyelids. Gradually, color returns to the world. What if Brown had given Okabe the letter in the morning instead of after the satellite disappeared? I don't know, man. Ah! Has the world line changed?
消えた。
It's gone. I checked the meter a few minutes ago, just before the world line changed. Now it's nowhere to be found. I quickly realize what has happened. A surge of regret seizes my heart. I clench my teeth and endure it as best as I can. If nobody else remembers, then I alone will keep these memories alive. Our memories with Suzuha. Mayuri, Kurisu, and Daru are in the room with me. The world line should have changed. I erased the time we spent with Suzuha. That should have allowed her to leap to 1975 without losing her memories, and the IBN 5100 should be in our hands now. We can use it to hack into CERN and erase the data they intercepted from us. Without that information, Moeka's men won't attack the lab. Mayuri won't have to die. That's how it should be. Otherwise, why did I sacrifice Suzuha's dream? I immediately try to confirm that the retro PC, the IBM 5100, is in the lab. But contrary to my expectations, I can't find it anywhere. What's going on? I want to sit down and think about where it could have gone, but a voice in my head is screaming that there's no time. I need to calm down. It's hard to think straight after everything that's happened. I try to calm myself down, but the fateful hour is upon us before I know it.
ダル、山手線は止まっているか？
Daru, is the Yamanote line stopped?
はいや、止まってないんじゃね？
Huh? I don't think so.
ネットで調べてくれ。
Check online.
今いいところなのに。
Wait, I'm at the best part.
頼む。
Please.
やっぱ止まってないみたいだお。
Doesn't look stopped.
ありがとう。
Thanks. The world line has changed. Images from the assault flashed through my mind. Mayuri bleeding to death on the floor. The smell of gunpowder in the air. That nightmare should finally be over. I start to pray. Please, don't let anything happen. It's past 9.
I'm trying to think of like a place for me to end for today because I can't go for too long. But I also want to leave it at like an interesting cliffhanger. Might want to end now then. I think now is like a pretty good place because we know that the timeline changed. That's pretty much it. So we don't know what else is going to happen as of now. Yeah, I know, it's almost 3 a.m., right? Oh my god. Yeah, it's gonna keep rolling after this. I feel like things are gonna get... I actually can't remember so much of Steins Gate. Like, just some of the small details of Suzuha and like finding out that Daru was her dad was like a nice refresher for me. And I also can't remember what parts are like... what parts were in the anime and what parts weren't. Like, I don't know how many details are and are not because it's been so long since I've watched the anime. So welcome to the 3 a.m. club, Looney. Are we gonna be on the same time again? Snap. But yeah, so if I save here, save, and we save to this. This is like our OG like line, right? So if we save to this, right? Thank goodness for streams ending an hour earlier for me. Bless. I think, so then we continue from here, right? Next time? Oh man. Yeah, I kind of want to just take today a little bit easier. I feel like my throat feels more drier than usual for whatever reason, so that's super exciting. Love that. But yeah, what did you guys think of the episodes today? What did you think of the happenings of today's events? That means Looney starts stream 1 hour earlier the next 2 weeks? I don't even know. I will see, I guess. Oh, is your daylight savings like not until 2 weeks from now, Ando? Oh, I didn't realize that's how it worked. Interesting. I'm emotionally fucked. It was okay. Oh. That whole thing with Suzuha fucks me up every time. So sad, dude. I know, the despair in that letter is absolutely heartbreaking. Like, so incredibly heartbreaking. So, I'm emotionally fucked. Recover for next week then? Seriously, things just keep getting ridiculous, honestly. New Zealand daylight savings happens 3rd of April for some reason? Oh gosh. I just don't know how to feel after all that. Don't worry guys, we'll have another week before we can get emotionally fucked all over again. Woo! Woo! But yeah, things are totally crazy. If you guys haven't like caught up, if you just tuned in like right now and you want to catch up to everything, I have all the VODs available on YouTube. I also made a collection or whatever on Twitch, so if you guys want to catch all the VODs on Twitch instead, they're all easy to find in the same place. But yeah, today's stream is going to be a little bit on the shorter side of things, for once, actually on the shorter side. And the only reason it's shorter is because this is a good place for us to stop in Steins Gate. I would have kept going a little bit otherwise, but this is a really good spot for us to end for now. We get to look forward to more tower shenanigans until next Saturday. Very true. You guys can look forward to me dying in Elden Ring by just falling off the face of the earth. So I'll be back again with the next stream. It will be Elden Ring. So yeah, I know, actually 2 hours. Oh yeah, 2 hours is shorter. Yes, I know, right? So also this is these are my socials if you guys would like to follow, you know, Twitter, Instagram, etc., all that good stuff. And Water, thank you so much for the lovely 5 total months in the Looniverse. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for being here. You're freaking amazing. And also, if you guys haven't checked out my music, feel free to give that a look-see if you haven't yet. I would absolutely love it if you did. Let's see here. You know what? We're gonna host Mandy because she is starting her Elden Ring playthrough today. Actually, I think she just started. Like, she is 18 minutes into her stream, so that's gonna be a perfect time for us to raid her. I want to see how she like starts her playthrough and how she likes it. Like, she's literally in the starting area, so I think that's gonna be perfect. Yeah, she finished Forbidden West yesterday. I think Nesba said that she was working on finishing it as well so that she could play Elden Ring as too. I'm not sure if she's gonna end up playing it on the PC or on I'm not sure what, but man, it's crazy. There's not a whole lot of people streaming tonight. I think like a lot of like the big streamers had that the like awards show thingy, so it's like weird to see not a whole lot of like big streamers on right now that I'm following anyway, but whatever. I hope you guys have a good night or a good day wherever you're at in the world. Thank you guys so much for all the gifted subs today. Thank you guys for hanging out during our emotionally damaging Steins Gate Saturdays. I'm looking forward to next week, and I'm also looking forward to playing more Elden Ring on the next stream as well. So I will see you guys soon. I can't wait to sleep. I'm so freaking tired. I think my voice was getting a little bit more dry because I'm so exhausted. There was a point where I was like fighting for my life to just stay awake. But I'm glad I got to stream today. I missed you guys once again. I still miss you all. But yeah, take care out there. Stay hydrated, stay moisturized, get yourself some good sleep, and stretch your body. Move your body. Move your body. Anyways, toodles, guys. Bye. I'll see you next time. Turtles. Hugs for everybody. Bye, everyone.